Balls Out.
What?
Balls Out. Sports Talk Radio. Guys, let it all hang out.
Oh, don't tease me.
And talk about sports and more. Podcasts are available on iTunes. So come join the guys and let it all hang out.
Like, I can visually see myself crushing him and then just bashing his head into cart path until the brains start oozing out. And then I can't play anymore because I'm arrested. And all that money I spent to be a member at this club, and I'm screwed.
Yeah, that's true.
That really is not good.
It's a good motivator.
How do you do? Welcome to Balls Out Sports Talk. Legend here, bench here. The youngest is here as he's walking up. There he is. And welcome back. We are back. Welcome back to the show. You know, it's so funny. That was the from 3 weeks ago,
Something like that.
the opening. So you're right on it. I appreciate that. So you forgot to do an opening.
Yeah.
There's number one. Number two, that is so apropos, that opening, because
Happened
right-
again?
no, I literally can't play golf right now.
Oh.
I went and played, went and hit balls yesterday, helping a buddy out. And then he sat down for a second, so I said, I'm just going to hit a couple. First 6-7 balls are just absolutely pure, beautiful. And then all of a sudden, the S word.
Shanks.
Just couldn't stop.
Nice.
Just gonna stop.
I thought poo-poo.
Just could not stop. So that freaked me out. So I'm in a spiral.
Another S word.
Sounds like
Another
it.
S word. Yes. A lot of this show today is going to be about your vacation.
Yeah.
And then I have a story time, which I'm curious on yours opinion on this. I'm going to set up in such a way. We'll get to it, but want to know how your vacation was. Who got mad at who? Near fights, separation had to happen, and all that. You did golf?
Twice.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Can you stop, please, over there? Thank you.
He's
Yeah?
chewing
So-
gum on the show. He's chewing
yeah.
gum.
So,
I didn't get to do that yet.
correction? Okay, knock it off.
I'm not even doing anything. It's
Fig-
this
Figure
mic
it out
still.
over there?
No, it's this mic.
Okay.
You guys need to figure this out.
No.
This is the equipment. Your equipment.
Corrections is just me not having the opener.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of impromptu show, last minute.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
my timing of what when you said vacation for 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I thought this was the second week that we're off, but you're telling me we already had 2 weeks off.
We did, yeah.
When you get this old, time flies by just like that. I was thinking today, let's say tomorrow I turn 60,
Okay.
right? And then in 20 years I die at 80. Let's say I die at 80, right?
Where is this going?
Well, you have to actually let me finish.
Well, there was such a long pause.
So he's dead.
Yeah, is that what's going on?
Over there.
So he's dead at 80.
So the question is, how long did year 1 to 20 take for you? Forever. Did it not?
Talking about like in my life.
Yeah,
like
in your life.
from
When
1
you're
to-
1 years old to 20 years
yeah.
old. Did it not take forever?
Seemed like a long time.
It took like forever, it seemed, right?
Yeah.
You know how quickly 20 years is going to come from 60 to 80? If I was to turn 60 tomorrow, 20 years would go just like that. And it's amazing on how it changes. And what is it that changes?
Life.
Oh,
You can't wait to grow up and to be an adult, and it takes so long. And I guess when you're 60, you're trying to slow everything down, but it is just
Life keeps going.
keeps going. And
Yeah.
it's just very weird because I just always remembered it took forever to turn 16. It took forever to turn, because 16 was driving.
Yeah.
Took forever to turn 18. 18 was like such a number, right?
Cigarettes.
Weed. It took forever to get to 20 because the next thing after that was 21, right?
Yeah. Some
which
gambling, some
Yeah,
drinking.
That's right.
Yeah.
Prostitution.
Yeah.
You know.
And
So it's just very
do that?
weird how long that took, and how the last 20 years it's just flown by. I guarantee for you, as soon as you got married and had your first kid, you woke up the next day and you go, how did 6 years go by or 5 years go by or 4? You know what I mean? Just like that. And that's what happened to me
now
when I had
watching my
first.
kids grow up, it's like they're already
Yeah. They're in college.
yeah,
Yeah.
driving.
Driving.
Crazy.
You have a job?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. They're running the world.
Not bad.
Running my house.
Yes.
Running
Well,
around in your house.
it's got to be awful for you. 3 women at the house.
I love it.
It's got to be a joy.
That's a lie. Because just wait about 16 years. I can't wait to hear that.
It's got to be
My
a joy.
wife
You can't
mentioned
win
that the
more
other
than
day. She was like, "Hey, have you thought about getting snipped or whatever?" And I was like, "Huh? If the third one you could promise me was a boy,
that's on you.
Might make another run.
Yeah,
at it.
that's on you, not her.
What do I got to do different, man?
No, I mean, but it is the dude.
I know that.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. What do you got to do differently?
Yeah. Eat more steak.
I don't know. I don't know if there's
Yeah.
actually anything scientifically that
Yeah.
you can produce a male heir. You know,
Yeah.
I really don't.
Start a Rocky marathon.
Started Rocky Marathon.
Just works.
John Wick.
and then
John Wick.
have sex during the final fight
Start running like
of Rocky. Is that it?
Is Rocky one? Well, the fourth. You want the 14th round?
Okay.
Yeah, the 14th round was big.
and just
That's when you're having
You
sex.
got to hit your window.
want some
Hold
brownies
on,
over
honey.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Time.
All right, now get in here. Oh man, God bless America.
Good
of course.
stuff.
Speaking of that,
Yeah,
Want
we're
some
at
brownies
war.
then?
speaking of that, we're not at war.
We're at war.
Not at war.
We bombed.
Yeah.
them.
That doesn't
That
mean it's a
puts
war.
us at war.
Would you like some brownies there, Bench?
I
In a
totally
little bit, for
disagree.
sure, yeah,
I
definitely
totally
take it.
disagree with that last
That whole
statement.
plate's for me, right?
About like
Yeah.
3/4 of it.
I actually can't have it anymore.
What?
Yeah, I'm back on my my
You can't have
carnivore.
the brownie?
No,
Not even like a little piece.
no,
Well, that's on Mrs. T for bringing this up.
yeah, no. I didn't inform her. That's on me.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm
What's
gonna
going
do.
on?
I'm gonna do another 6-week stretch.
Mrs.
Did you
Legend,
gain
man.
weight?
No, not really.
All right. What's this for?
Just to do it again.
To get the mail.
After
Cleanse?
to get the
after
Cleanse?
after vacation, I was eating and drinking whatever I wanted.
It's to get the male air.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what it is.
So yeah, I'm just gonna do it again for another six weeks.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. It's gonna be a heartbreak for you
Yeah.
I
During
got
the
Taco
show.
Bell yesterday.
Yeah.
during the show.
Did you?
Yeah. They didn't give me my chicken chalupa though. They forgot to put that in the box.
What?
Yeah. And I called back.
I was say you got to go back.
Oh, I called them.
That's the
'cause I was
premier
like-
item.
Well, because I just got back home and we were
But
gonna.
you got the Lux box?
I got the Lux box and I got that new crispy chicken soft taco ranch thing or whatever for Mrs. Legend and I.
Okay.
Actually, pretty good. Not good for you, but very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I opened up the box and I went like this. Literally, I went
Wait a second.
2, 3. There's something missing here. I have the burrito. I have the soft taco. I have the drink.
Dude, how do
Okay.
you miss that?
Yeah, and then I called it. They were on. Sincerely to them, they were very busy when I got there. Like the line was actually insanely long.
Okay.
When
So-
you said Mrs. T, you meant Mrs. Legend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing. Relative
up.
of Mr.
I'm
T.
gonna-
That
gonna-
does not actually
Hold
count.
on. I'm telling you right now, throw that out. Right now.
Well, let me finish the story.
No,
I'm talking to my
now.
team. It's not gonna chew. It's not. I promise. I promise it won't chew. So, I called them back.
Wow, what a
and-
shot.
They said, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." And I asked, "What can I do about it?" They said, "I'll write your name down. I'll write that you can get one. We'll just give it to you,
An IOU.
and then ask for her name." She said her name, the general manager there, and within 7 days you can come and get it.
Wow.
Let me ask you a question. When you do
7
a
business days, huh?
drive-through
Yeah.
order or to-go order,
Yeah.
Do you check it?
like you call, you're going to go to a restaurant, pick it up, or a drive-through. Are you a checker of the food before you leave the parking lot?
I almost always forget to check.
Okay.
this was this time for me
I
too.
will almost never forget to check.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you know how
That's years of
infuriating,
experience. That's years of
infuriating
experience.
it is for me?
Oh, yeah. It's awful.
It's because you're looking forward to said whatever.
Yeah.
And if you screwed it up,
Yeah.
pisses you off.
Ruins your day.
Yeah.
And I wasn't completely upset because I still got everything else, and that ranch taco chicken thing was actually
See ya.
pretty good. But it was like, damn, the chicken chalupa, man. It was like
He
I
hates the
missed that.
chalupa, though.
Yeah, I'm not a chalupa guy.
Yeah.
Do you
I don't
hate
get
it, or you just don't prefer it?
No, I really don't like it.
That doesn't even make sense.
That
bread or whatever.
Yeah, the like fried
Yeah.
tortilla.
Okay,
bread.
as
it's
much
like
as-
too oily.
As
and
much as I
bad,
love
you
your
know?
cheesy gordita crunch, it's literally almost the exact same thing, just a
But-
little more deep fried. That's it.
the outer thing is not deep fried, so it's not all that oily.
You're talking about it's not all that
I've
oily
just
when the
never-
sauce and meat is
I
going to be
know
all
Taco
oily and
Bell
greasy.
historically, it doesn't make our tum tums feel good, but
Right.
that chalupa in particular makes it feel extra not good.
You know what I
Extra
miss though?
caca.
You know what I miss though? Those Fiesta potatoes.
What do you mean miss them? They got
I've-
rid of them?
No, there's
Oh,
still.
okay.
I just haven't gotten them because now with the customize your own box, they've made it like 6 something
many
or whatever.
options.
But also, it's just kind of
Too many options
options.
sometimes
Yeah.
is not good. Like Cheesecake Factory.
Oh yeah.
It's a freaking book.
Yeah, it is. That
It's absurd.
novel of a menu.
You
Yeah.
you guys picked good ones last time though.
What, a cheesecake?
Yeah, remember you
Oh.
and Mrs. Legend brought those?
No, I'm talking about eating there. The
food.
Oh, yeah.
Some people
Shoot.
love it for that reason.
No, hate it.
But there's too much.
It is too much. You know, when you have a menu like this, so seafood, pasta, poultry if you want, and steak, and it's all on one dealio,
Yeah.
I'm good with
A lot
that.
easier to make my decision.
It's
Yeah.
man. When you come and give me the menu, and then 3 minutes come, and you come back and go, "Oh, have you guys decided?" Well, I've only
I'm
gone
on
to
page
through.
2.
Yeah, I've only gone to page 2. There's 14 more pages here. Give me about an hour and a half.
I haven't gotten past the first line yet.
Yeah. You got to write down everything that you come across. You're like, oh, that might be good.
Because
And
I'll
then
forget it.
It's yeah.
Yeah, I'll forget it.
Vaha said nobody complains about extra caca. Well, sometimes
I do.
If it's burning,
You're in a pinch.
Yeah,
it's burning.
Got to get out the door.
I've experienced that for work
Oh,
one
my
time.
goodness.
Not a pleasant time.
You got your second list.
Yeah, let me do that right now for you. So I was at the daughter's house yesterday,
Okay.
and son-in-law's doing some work,
Nice.
and they have a Tenneco vacuum,
Yeah, they do.
and it was necessary because of what was going on after it to do a little vacuum and clean up,
Mm.
And I just looked at it, and my son-in-law, Puck, looks at me, starts laughing, and he goes, and I said, this is on the suck it list, right? And then he said, yeah, you're the one that got it for us. I go, yeah, that is a problem. I'm the idiot here.
Hand up
Yeah.
on me.
That's on me. Suck it Tenneco Vac, suck it Android phones. The less and less people in my life have Android phones, which makes me very happy now. Suck it Jersey Mike's, decent food, terrible pricing system. Suck it the Beatles. I'm getting an argument with Vaha sometimes about this group.
The Beatles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's sort of on the thing of liking the Beatles, and it really bothers me. I may cut him out of my life just for that. He
Wow.
may get on the suck it list because of that. Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. I'm not screwing around anymore.
That's your golfing partner.
That's right. Suck it. Well, I mean, we can still golf together. He just
Yeah.
can't talk to me.
Okay.
Suck it Heirloom
Heirloom, yeah.
restaurant, I
Good
guess.
food.
Terrible food.
Good food there.
Terrible food. Terrible cafe style poop. The next two are yours. How did your rental car situation go?
Yeah, Suck It Fox Rent a Car, great prices, ship people, Fox
Yeah.
Rent a Car. I rented my car through Budget this time. Fantastic customer service.
Even the people?
Yes, fantastic. I went up to the counter. I had rented a full size truck while I was there because I figured to haul luggage and stuff, it'd be nice to have the whole truck bed there. They said we're out of trucks right now, and I was like, oh, okay.
Didn't she reserve one?
I did, yeah, but
Was this a Seinfeld thing?
maybe I don't know.
Oh, you've never seen that episode?
I don't think so.
He walks up with Elaine to the counter.
Actually, I have seen this one, but
And he goes,
jog my memory.
"Well," she says, "Well, I know how a reservation goes. Well, Well, apparently you don't, because I reserved the car,
Yeah.
and you're telling me it's not here.
Well, that was what. So they tell me they don't have a truck, but he says we'll do the free upgrade to a Suburban.
Oh,
And I said,
oh,
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
guess. And then my dad was there with me. He says, that's a good deal right there.
yeah.
So I got in the
Oh,
Suburban.
you weren't-
That thing was a tank.
Oh, yeah. You weren't
Third
like, playing
row.
it off a little bit, going,
Oh.
you know what? I'll do this as a favor for you
Well,
guys.
no, he just asked when I went to rent it. He asked. He was like, "Are you like hauling any cargo or anything like that?" I said, "Not necessarily. It was just I wanted the truck bed space for luggage because
Mhm.
my family, 6 of us
We
or
have too many
however many.
people.
Yeah, a lot of us.
When I come back, I may not have that many.
Yeah. So I just wanted room in case we needed to, throw all the bags in one spot. And
Yeah.
So he was like, "Well, I got the Suburban, and we got one of those." For
What
I said,
color was the outside?
It's a black Suburban.
You're like a federal agent in that thing.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
That thing's
yeah.
a tank.
Yeah.
I know it's not that much bigger than my truck, but
Oh no, it feels different.
Felt like
feels
a,
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like a tank.
And it's a V8, and I
No.
bet you couldn't keep the front end down.
No, I mean I was fine.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. Like my motorcycle, it's
Yeah.
hard to keep the front end down because
No,
the
yeah. But yeah, it was nice.
Okay.
So
Good
yeah,
for you.
good for a budget.
Yeah.
They're not on the suck it list.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Should
it's
we have a unsuck it list maybe eventually? Go ahead.
suck at Ohio State?
Yeah, of course.
Don't like you.
Yeah, even though 3/4 of your roster is
Yeah. Well,
of that school.
agree to disagree.
Yeah. Are you
Uh,
looking forward to the upcoming season?
I mean, you're always optimistic at the start,
Yeah.
especially when you've underperformed a bit. You're like, this will be the year that the Cardinals figure it out.
Yeah.
This will be the year that Kyler Murray takes the next step.
Is he grown any? Has he gotten
Nah,
taller?
Still
No.
about 5'4".
Those-
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like when he
It
runs.
really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
But yeah, I keep hearing Marvin Harrison Jr. is looking bigger, better.
Oh, there's
Stronger.
no doubt about that. It's just
They built the defense a little better,
Okay.
signed a couple guys.
Okay.
It was-
you're going
what-
to compete.
What could go wrong?
Well, it's the organization.
We're gonna compete, and then you look at the division. It's the Niners, the Rams, and the Seahawks. You're like, all right, we're in trouble. There's no way the
even
Niners.
Rams- no way
I'm
the
saying, Niners are that bad again.
No, I know, but I'm
The
saying the
Rams-
Rams. I think they
They're-
overdid it last year, and I think they'll
But
come
they're
back to reality.
They're always good. McVay always coaches them well,
Yeah.
and doesn't
Yeah.
matter who they've got. They figure out a way.
Well, you're going to say the same thing about the Seahawks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't
So
even
if
know
you
who
were to
their
put
Q-
your
I don't
mon-
even- who's the Seahawks QB this year?
If you're
Is it Geno Smith?
yeah,
still?
isn't it
He's
Geno?
still there? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I don't either. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You can put anybody there, though.
But yeah, they're all going to be good.
So right now, if you were to lay down $50,
On how many wins?
no, not on
Oh.
how many wins, where they finish in that division,
Oh, $50.
would you say fourth
No, third.
over Seattle?
Seattle
over-
or the Rams.
Yeah. Okay.
But not gonna. Yeah, I just can't see the Niners. They had such bad luck with injuries last year, and
And we can only hope that it continues.
certain people.
What's wrong with it?
Shout out Condog for the openers. He did send me something yesterday, but I just didn't. I didn't make one. Yeah, it's on,
Yeah,
it's on me.
Oh, your fault. Yeah.
Top 5. What do you got for us?
What did I say?
Top 5 idols or
So it doesn't have to just be sports.
okay.
It could be like, he's in the movies.
Yeah.
So it could be a director for him or, a writer or I don't know, whatever crap. It could be politics. It could be actors.
Can it be a personal thing too?
Sure.
Of course, it's your father. I get it. Yeah. I mean, I understand that. I mean, that's obviously number one.
I don't know about number one.
No
but-
pressure.
Yeah.
Can you imagine I just said a different name?
The actors, it's
Your
tough.
real father.
The actors, it's tough. 'cause
The actors, I don't at all.
they've gone so
Well, there's only one actually.
so lib in Hollywood.
No, there's only one for me that I'd say that I have in my mind. Only one, and it's kind of recency bias, but
Okay.
in terms of every single other one,
Well, you're right about the lib thing. but there are some that come out
Yeah.
and
Nail
take a
them.
stand. You know, I mean, I'm not saying this guy would be on the list, but you know, what's his name? Rob Schneider. He's in
Yeah.
all the Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, he
that
is.
dude comes out and just
Yeah.
Rips
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
he doesn't even care.
There's like a stand-up comedy thing I saw him do.
Vala said nothing's going to go wrong when the season starts. Exactly. Yeah. You're always optimistic preseason.
And,
I keep
and
hearing good things about Dak and George Pickens.
football.
Yeah.
Football, the NFL, is the sport that everybody comes in every year the most optimistic of
Yes.
all the sports, unless you are the defending champions. Like you remember when the Yankees well, you were young, but the Yankees in the '90s, you just knew everybody was coming back.
Yeah.
You were optimistic because, well, you just won it last year and the year before,
Yeah.
and they kind of added a couple of pieces, so you have to. But I think football,
I agree.
because of how they try to make it 8-8 until they went to 17. They want everybody at 500.
Yeah.
They do everything they can to screw teams.
Mhm.
It seems
I agree.
like on road trips and play
The short weeks.
Just I was going to say
yeah.
short weeks.
Thursday night
Just let's
game.
see if we can screw them here.
Yeah.
They look really good this coming
Let's
year.
give the Chiefs 4 games in 12 days.
Right. Yeah.
See how they respond.
Yes.
Are they really that good?
Well, we'll find out.
We're going to find out. And on those 4 games, they're going to play at the Steelers, at the Bills,
Baltimore.
at
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Yeah. Yes. And then they have to then go cross country
Yeah.
the next day and play on Mars. You know,
Yeah.
just something
Yeah.
crazy. But the NFL does it.
You're also losing a home game because you're in Mexico City.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's crazy.
Story time. Youngest, what do you got for us? A lot has happened over the last couple of weeks. I'm sure.
I finished one out of the 3 summer classes I'm taking online.
Nice. Which one was it?
Psychological disorders.
Nice.
Yeah.
Learn about crazy people.
About you.
About a lot of things that I planned. Oh, it sounds like bench.
Did your brother help you out a lot on that one?
No,
No.
it was really easy. I guess a little bit of story time with it. There was an announcement made that I read to both Legend and Mrs. Legend, where the teacher, the title said "Stop Googling answers." Like she could tell people were, because there's quizzes, right? Because the exams, there was no typed out response things. It was all multiple choice.
College will never change.
But there's
Do you miss teaching because of stuff like this? Laughing,
Oh, well, being as a math teacher, I guess Google wasn't as
Okay. Yeah.
prevalent.
Yeah.
yeah.
The online calculators that they would use, that could probably tell me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, where'd you learn this method?
Where's that answer coming from?
We haven't covered that at
Can
all.
But don't you think they should be able to use calculators?
Oh, yeah, no.
The real world.
I encouraged it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I said, yeah, you're not going to go out to a real job and they're going to say, hey, don't use any resources.
No, you can't use that.
No,
but
no.
aren't we doing a 75-story building that we kind of need a calculator? No. You got to do everything in your head.
Off the top of the dome.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I found that stupid when some math class. I think I had one where it's like, so on the test you can't use a calculator. I'm like, what? Why? I don't understand that. But she put a whole, to make it short, she was like, stop Googling answers. Because on the quizzes, there'll be like a written portion.
Yeah.
And that one you could definitely tell. Like in multiple choices, get away with
Yeah.
that for sure. But the
You can tell when people use
ChatGPT or look it up, because she literally put out, she says, I could tell some of the things you guys put. I'm like, I didn't talk about that. So it's a very big sign to me. And I would not use it at all. The only thing I used that she was giving us, because I figured, why would I not use this, was the online lecture she gave us. And what was nice is there's a transcript. So I'm like, I just take the key word
Little Control F.
from the quiz,
Yeah.
put it there, and it takes me right to it, and I just listen to what she says and I type it out.
There you go.
And I was like, I thought everybody else was doing that. And then the best part, a student responded and to her announcement thing, because you're able to reply to it on Canvas. To make it short, this is how she put it, and it's quite possibly one of the funniest things ever. She said, I understand your statement, but I find it offensive because, yes, kids shouldn't be cheating, but shouldn't you look at it as they're trying to pass?
Push back at the teacher?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta love that.
Said,
Yeah. But did you hear what
look-
the? Did you hear what
Yeah.
was
look
said?
at it. They're trying to, because to put it
Hey,
also,
shouldn't you be proud of us for actually trying
Yeah,
to treat to get better?
like, how
Yeah.
does that make
Yeah.
sense? Because to her credit, I guess not everybody be used to this, because I should have put it this way. This class, which is normally 18 weeks, was crammed into 4 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's just how it had to be. And yeah, I get it. Not everyone's used to literally a quizzes every day and then a test coming into next week, a few assignments here and there.
Well, they're lazy.
But then I literally thought to myself, I'm like, but she prefaced that before the class started and said, if you can't do this, leave, drop out of it, and take it another time, or do them ahead of time.
Wow.
If I want to just do this and get out of the way quickly,
Might as well just suck it.
just do them ahead of time, which is literally what I did. I did the quizzes. She opened them early to us. I did the 3 quizzes that we do during the week, did them like the day of the next week or so. It was just like,
It's because you're a good student.
well, I'm also thinking to myself, do you not know that you could do that? Like, yeah, you want to hang out with your friends, but get all of that stuff out of the way, and then you can hang out with your friends or do whatever you need to do. I don't know. It was very funny to me. And then a short little, this isn't really a story, but for Regal, the movies, did a plan since tickets now cost $19 just for a regular movie.
Wow.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. So we did
For
a
like an evening.
for anything
time.
for
No,
almost,
like-
well, okay,
Oh,
matinee.
matinee.
Well, matinee. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
matinee. I think it's like still
15.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still ridiculous.
That 15.
It's stupid for just a regular movie, not even IMAX or the VIP.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, this next 3 months is gonna be a lot of movies that we're gonna want to see.
So you did the little monthly.
We did
thing?
the monthly plan thing.
So how many times you go to the movies?
So next week we're gonna see that F1 movie.
Oh yeah.
And tomorrow, my buddy and I are thinking, let's just go see. Why not? We could see it for free, basically. Why don't we see that How to Train Your Dragon? We're like, why not?
Oh, nice.
Just go see something.
I'll tell
right?
you why not.
This guy. And we
Popsicle flavor there?
she doesn't like giving it.
All
to me.
that red dye in there.
Yeah,
You're
don't even get it
toast.
started. It's been a
My wife's been
fist
using the Bobby app now.
oh,
Yeah. So
my life is ruined.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I did carnivore for another 6 weeks. I'm not gonna eat anything anyways.
So because next week we're also gonna see F1, but then there's that new Jurassic, then Superman, Fantastic, all in the month of July. So we're gonna be going a lot in the span of 3 months.
That's true. Yeah.
You have regular standard movie free, IMAX ticket $9, and then VIP, which is $32 for it now,
This is ridiculous what I'm hearing.
Wild.
is $12 for an unlimited.
That's
pass.
why I don't leave the house except to go to the club to hit
Yeah.
Shanks.
I mean, we really looked at it and we really thought about it. I mean, yeah, it's like it is $25 a month, but we're kind of getting
As long as you see 2 movies.
yeah,
you
we're like
made
we're
your
getting
money.
our
Yeah.
money's worth.
Yeah,
So,
Alright.
yeah, it was
Story
great.
time for me because yours is going
Vaha
to be.
said sounds
Yeah.
like buying a golf membership and playing a lot. Yeah. Pretty much.
See?
Get your bang for your buck.
Vaha gets it.
So I'll do mine in years because yours is going to take a lot longer. So I had to take my dad to a doctor's appointment last week, right? To a urologist. And I'm going to say the person's name. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Christopher Julian and I'm going to give you the address, too.
Oh boy.
I don't care.
Raid her
I'm not-
business, people.
7014 North Whitney. I think that may be Clovis. Who knows?
Let them know the legend sent you.
So, walk in with my dad. It's a referral. Went from another place that pissed me off, right? So went over there, and then guy comes in. No handshake, nothing. I don't like that. You understand? You
He
know.
doesn't have to be your friend.
So sits down, and he starts asking questions. He goes, "Oh, so what's going on?" I tell him what's going on. He says, "Well, why did you change from the other place?" And I said, "Well, the other place pissed me off, and so for that reason, you
I'm
know,
out.
I'm
out.
out.
We're
Yeah.
Did you guys hear what I just said?
Yeah, for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah, you guys. Okay. Any problem with what I said?
No, not at all.
The guy says, "Please don't say that." Now I'm looking over here. My dad's looking at. I'm looking at. He's over here to my right, and I hear that, and I'm in utter confusion. Do you understand? I mean, I'm not kidding.
Some people don't like the P word, okay?
Okay. I'm in.
It's very offensive.
Yeah.
I'm in such confusion here, right? And I looked at him. I said, "Excuse me?" And he said, "Please don't use that." And I said, "What, pissed off?" He goes, "Yeah, don't use that." And I said, "You're saying you're saying you have a problem with me saying pissed off? He goes, yeah, can you stop saying it? I said, so you're offended with me saying pissed off? And he says, yeah. So you don't want me to say pissed off? So now the guy looks exasperated, right? Now, if this wasn't from my father,
It would have gone differently.
You would have walked out the door. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
pound sand, fool. Pissed off. Be an adult. I'm not using any profanity. I'm not pissed off. Really? I mean, be an adult. You're a freaking adult, and you're offended by pissed off?
It's against his religion.
Did he have by chance a rainbow flag on anywhere? Because that could be the reason.
Big Newsom guy.
Come and arrest me,
Very
punk.
good. Very good. But
Yeah.
that was it. I was so angry about it. My dad's looking at me because he knows how I am. and I'm like, so,
I'll handle it.
well,
I got it.
man, did I want to,
But you can't.
but I didn't.
Wrap his stethoscope around his neck.
Just
Let
leave
me,
him
let me
hang-
show you
leave
pissed
him-
off.
Leave him
Squeeze
hanging
it.
there.
Squeeze it until his head pops
So-
off.
Another patient walks in. What happened to that guy? Yeah, he pissed me off because he didn't like pissed off.
Yeah, Christopher Julian. You're probably going to be on the B list.
What are you looking for?
You sound like a gay.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't know about that,
Oh,
but
okay.
definitely he's definitely
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
he
Big-
definitely pissed me off.
Yeah, big Pride Month guy.
Could be. I don't know.
We're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
Right. So now let's get to you. So
Yeah,
story time for you. If I may steer this ship.
go for it.
Okay. So you guys leave all on a plane together?
So my parents and my family traveled there together. My sister and 1B came a little later because that was their last day of school.
Got it.
So they had to, check out of their classroom.
And then you
do all
go
that stuff.
you went pick them up at the airport?
No, they got like a shuttle to their hotel.
Okay. And close to yours or?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was like across the street
Okay.
or down the street.
All
from
right,
ours,
so you guys get there at what time of the day?
What was it?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
It was like middle of the afternoon. Yeah, because
Okay, so you have
we
plenty
got
of
there.
time to do
Yeah,
things.
we got there a little before we could check into our hotel. So yeah, it was like early afternoon. Not too
Okay,
bad.
now how did the young children do on the plane? How long of a
Yeah.
flight? 4 hours?
It was 2 flights, so we had a connection in Seattle. So it was here to Seattle, Seattle to Missoula, Montana.
Yeah.
On the way there, I think they were excited to get on the first plane. So the first plane was not too bad. Now, the first flight did end up feeling like it was a lot longer because they load us all onto the plane, and then we're kind of sitting there at our gate. Everyone's loaded on. Pilot comes over at the thing, says, hey, we're in a little bit of a delay right now. I guess the Seattle airport, they don't have a spot for us right now. They're a little backed up, so they're telling us to hold off on taking off. So estimated flight, we're going to head out of here about so-and-so time. It was about like 30 minutes away.
Wow.
So we were on the plane, and then he tells us, oh, it's going to be about 30 minutes before we leave. So it didn't end up being about that amount of time. But for those kids on the plane, it's
They're
like
wanting to get in the air.
they either want to get in the air, but also just like the longer they're sitting
Yeah.
in that seat and confined to that seat.
They both had seats?
The older daughter has to have her own seat. The younger
Yeah.
one is still considered like a lap infant,
Yeah.
so she has to sit on somebody's
Right.
lap,
Yeah.
which is mostly my wife. And so, yeah, that first one felt longer than it really was. Like on the ride home, it felt way shorter. And I was like,
Yeah.
probably because we didn't sit there for a half hour.
Tailwind. It's probably tailwind.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
Going directly south. But the biggest thing with that delay was that it cut our layover down to like really, really tight.
Oh, you guys are
So we're-
scrambling?
Not scrambling, but not a lot of dilly-dally time.
Yeah,
like
you can't get
where the
bathroom,
girls
get
could
something to eat.
stretch their legs
Yeah.
and run around for a bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was like we pretty much had to go straight to our gate and then
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
next plane.
Yeah, yeah.
So getting onto that second plane, the youngest one was losing her mind and was
Loud?
like, wailing. Yeah. So we're walking down that center aisle to our
And
seats,
everyone's staring.
and I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you.
You should go, whose kid is this?
I did say that once or twice.
Yeah.
But
And
a
how
lot
did
of
the
people
wife
were
look?
understanding. A lot of
Yeah.
people were like, I've been there before. You know,
Yeah.
they don't want to be on here. And I was like, yeah. Once she got settled, she was fine. I think
Okay.
she ended up, I forget if she took a nap on that one or the first
The
one. but
ear thing also, plugging up. Oh,
that
you're
was
pointing.
my oldest daughter.
That's what I'm saying. It's a
Every
problem.
time on the descent,
Yeah.
she lost it.
Yeah. And you got to
And she
feel
did
for
a
them.
little better on a couple of them because I was able to distract her from it a little bit more. But
Yeah.
like on a couple of the flights, it was like
Yeah.
losing it.
I'm
so.
telling you, something to try. Meth.
Okay.
Yeah, it helps.
All right.
You know.
I was just gonna try like opening your mouth really wide to pop
No,
your ears.
no,
but-
no. Do the math.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yes. Yeah, that helps out
Could have
big
gone like
time.
Xanax or something. Maybe. Put them to sleep.
No, try the meth.
But yeah, overall they did really well on the plane rides. Like there were those moments, but like overall it wasn't like an absolute catastrophe.
Now, the
So,
last time you were at an airport,
uh-huh.
there was a situation with Phil.
Yeah.
She's over there watching your children.
Yeah.
Was there anything like that on
No.
this? No.
Parents are cool as cucumbers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
you sit near your parents too on this flight?
We were always within like a couple rows
Yeah.
or across the
So
row or kind of
you can hand said kid over to grandma and grandpa if necessary.
We could, but she didn't really want to be. So
The kids didn't.
well, the older one's in her seat.
No, I understand it, but you still go sit on grandma's lap while the
Oh
plane's.
no, she's like buckled in. She has a little car seat that you put
Yeah,
on
I
the plane.
understand
though.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was locked in.
Okay. You can unlock.
No, no, no.
No.
You
Okay.
can't move about the cabin.
All right.
I took her to the bathroom one time on a flight.
Yeah, yeah.
Those things are way too tiny, man.
And disgusting.
But yeah, yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, she's touching stuff. I'm like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna chop your.
And they
hands
don't
off.
know. They just
No, yeah,
they're-
no.
it's
no
difficult.
awareness. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why you got to put them in a bubble.
So yeah, travel days overall not too bad. Going to and coming from, we stayed a night at a hotel near the airport both times, so that was nice that we didn't have to like travel 4 hours in the car straight to the airport and then be on a plane for another 4 hours.
Right.
So that was nice. Kind of spread things out a little bit.
That's from from the lodge you guys were.
So yeah, we flew in and out of Missoula,
Yeah.
Montana, and then the places that we stayed were like a little over an hour north of Missoula for the first week,
Yeah.
and then we drove further north for the next like 3 days.
Yeah.
That was up near Glacier National
So on the
Park.
return, you guys went back to said hotel near the airport.
Correct, yeah.
Kind of crashed there,
Yeah.
and then don't have to worry about that long
Weren't in a
drive.
total rush.
Right, right.
Yeah,
I love that
yeah.
idea.
It was good.
That was
Yeah.
smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously by your wife, not you.
No, my mother. Okay. But
Good for her.
yeah, so that was all good. The first place we stayed at was a place called Sealy Lake in Montana, and there was like this kind of like a family-owned, like a bunch of cabins along this lake. So it was good for our family because it was my dad's entire side. So all 3 of his siblings and their kids. So we were each able to have kind
Do you
of
get
our
along?
own
Do you get
spaces.
along with your cousins?
Yeah, they're all good.
Oh, good. Yeah. So
I'm
but I
not.
mean, do you,
I'm not too close in age to any of them. Some of
Oh.
them are like probably 8 to 10 years older than me, and then
Okay.
others are like a few years younger than me.
okay. The reason
so-
why I'm asking it, like, there are certain people in my family, cousins wise, if I didn't see them for 10 years, the next time I saw them, it's like we just picked up from where we were the last time we saw each other.
yeah,
There isn't any kind of feeling each other out, circling the
yeah.
ring a little bit, and
Yeah.
no, it's just right back to
yeah,
giving crap to each other and then moving on from there.
yeah. No, yeah, they're all
Okay,
pretty chill.
that's good.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
get along
Yeah.
really well. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that was nice. Right on the lake, some beautiful sunsets. I didn't realize being that far north how the time of day changed so much. Sun came up at like 5:30, 6 in the morning, and it set at about 9:45 at night.
Oh,
yeah,
shoot.
it was wild. I didn't realize that until we got there, and I checked.
Man,
and I
you
was
can
like,
go tee off at
Oh,
around
yeah.
6 and still get it in.
yeah. So that part was pretty sweet. It was also weird, like the sun wouldn't be down, and you're like, I'm starting to feel tired. And you check your
Right.
watch, like, oh, it's 10 o'clock.
And it's really weird, and you'll understand as the kids get a little older. The time change here,
mm-hmm.
when it goes from what we had to what it is now, and the kids, well, it's still light out. Why are you telling us to go to bed? It's easier when, the other way, when it gets dark at 4:45, 5
Yeah.
o'clock, and then when bedtime comes, it is pitch black, and
Yeah.
they're like, but man, that change really screws with them for a little
Yeah.
bit. But
So yeah,
I
we
wonder
were worried
how
about
you
that
dealt with that.
because, like, trying to get them to bed when it was still light out is a little tough.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
'Cause
Did
their
you hear
rooms
what I
at-
just said? I just
yeah.
said that. Yeah.
Their rooms at home are like pitch black and everything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We tried to black out the rooms as much as we could.
Okay.
But it was more the waking up with the sunrise at like 5:30 or whatever. Yeah, at about like 6 a.m. every day. Youngest kid was up every day on
Yeah.
the dot, ready to go.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Now, did they have their own, or they're in your room on the floor?
it was an attached room, no door between.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay.
it was close by.
Yeah.
Tight quarters.
Too close. All right.
But
Here
it
we
worked
go.
out really well.
So, okay, first day, you do that. Your room's not ready. You get it there. And then how quickly do you go to your other destination?
The next morning.
The next morning.
Yeah, we
okay.
picked up the rental cars the next morning.
Went to your
and then-
next. Okay, so what is the first thing in the itinerary when you get there? Obviously, you take all the luggage out, whatever. What is
Yeah.
the first game plan as a family? What are you guys doing? Because me, I've already looked at where the golf course is.
Oh, well.
And I've already said to the people that are going to golf, okay, when we get there, we'll give about an hour and a half tops, and then we're gone. Nothing
No, we
like
had
that?
already scheduled the dates for golf, so those
two
weren't-
or one.
Well, we had the one for when we went up to our next spot. That was
Yeah.
a golf course right by where we were staying, so we had that one. The other one, we knew it was going to be a little later in the week because the course, I guess there's lodges you can stay at there as well. So they don't open up booking times until like 3 days before the date for people that aren't there. So we had to wait a little bit to book our tee time. So we played on Thursday. We got there on Saturday.
Oh,
So-
my God.
But I wasn't there to play golf every single day, mainly because you had to rent clubs every time. Like,
You didn't take your sticks?
no, I'm not going to check that.
No, you don't check it. You
I also
send
didn't
it.
know. Well, yeah, either way, that costs money, man.
Oh, it's about the money.
Yeah.
I got you. All right. Right.
So, yeah.
You took a vacation worried about money.
I
love
also
that.
did.
I love that.
I also didn't know I was playing the second round until we got there, and one of my cousins was like, "Hey, you guys are interested in playing golf?" And I was like, "Well,
yeah.
of course, yeah."
Okay, I'm so glad. What were the clubs that you rented?
Yeah. So the first course, it was a Double Arrow Lodge in Sealy Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice course, mountain views, in pretty good shape. Really short courses up there, and I don't know if that's a difference from here to there. If like
what,
Ye-
5,800?
55 was
What?
was the blues,
Why?
and then the second course I played at, the blues were 52.
What?
Yeah. Now
what are
this
you hitting? What are you hitting? Wedges all day long
I
out
didn't
there?
I didn't hit driver.
That's
Oh,
what I'm saying.
I didn't,
That was
yeah.
perfect for you.
It was good for me. No.
You didn't hit driver once? Come on.
I
Par
swung it
five?
one time. Didn't like the driver that I had on the rental set
Can I
for
ask
that second one.
again? What
But yeah,
was it?
the first course, I got some they were Callaways, kind of those cavity back.
Hate it.
Well, I mean, I'm not swinging blades anyways, but they were a nice set.
Yeah.
I did not.
How much was the rental?
I think it was $25 or $35.
But you had to put a deposit.
What do you mean? Oh,
Oh.
no, I think when you booked your tee time, my dad asked for the second course. He was like, "Hey, we're going to be renting clubs. Is that cool?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's fine."
Wait,
The first one,
they didn't take a security deposit on it? Like, $800. You get it back when we
these
get
were
the clubs.
these were beaters. Like
No, I
they-
understand
yeah,
it, but they still
yeah. Oh,
really
No,
okay.
not
That's
that I know.
impressive. Wow.
but I did not realize probably until my dad. He didn't play with us the first round. He came out like on probably hole 12 to walk and just see the course. And we asked him. We were like, we can't figure out our distances. And I didn't realize the elevation
I was going to
difference.
say, but with the elevation difference, why wouldn't the course be longer?
You would think, yeah.
I would
don't
think
know.
it would be like, in Reno
Yeah.
where
Because I was hitting my pitching wedge like
400 yards.
180
Yeah.
when I
You're-
hit it well.
You're Bryson DeChambeau.
And exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what to hit. Like
Yes.
I took a sand wedge more than I've ever taken a sandwich
Yeah.
in my life because I was like,
Yeah.
I think I'll hit the sandwich about 130. And it was
You
like,
had it. You had a 60-yard shot. You took your putter.
exactly.
Yes.
It was so tough to figure out. The whole
Yeah.
round I was like,
But it's the opposite though. They did the opposite.
yeah.
You would think it'd go the other way.
Well, in a state like Montana where there's nobody, you think they got all the land in the
Yeah,
world
just-
to
just
build
extend
on.
it.
Yeah. So that part was definitely difficult.
Weird.
Yeah, it made it a lot tougher to like figure out.
Yeah, because
what to hit, and
you're really choking down now
you
on
couldn't
clubs.
take full shots
Right.
like you would normally.
Well, you could if you choked it down quite a bit,
Yeah.
right? And then now you're doing
didn't
a
make
different.
that adjustment.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I would choke it down more than I would halfway it because then you have the tendency of deceleration. Then
Exactly,
you're going to
yeah.
hit it fat and this
Yeah.
and that. So I would go the other way. I would just choke down,
Yeah.
like 2 fingers or 3 fingers, and then try to figure out, okay, well, this I normally hit 130 pitching wedge, smooth pitching wedge. Now I'm hitting a 700 yards. I got to hit it. I got to take it from the nozzle.
Yeah.
I mean, the hosel, excuse me, and swing.
Yeah.
That's
So-
crazy. I would have gone the other way.
Yeah.
That's why I said, when you said that, I go, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Good course. Busy?
No, not too bad.
Well, it was a weekday.
Yeah, and I guess from what we were hearing from people up there, it was kind of before their season. Like it was very early in the season for them. Like I guess
You mean the
vacation.
cold just...
Not as much the cold, like the vacationers coming in.
Oh,
Since we
they're...
were so early in June, like their schools were just getting out. Like
Oh.
we got in there.
But
at a
how about
good
the
time.
residents?
There's not a whole lot of people.
Really,
Like,
there
it's-
isn't?
No,
Really? Did
Yeah.
you like that?
I did.
Did it make you say, man, this is where I would love to raise my family? Did that ever cross your mind?
Yes, until I thought about what the winters would be like, and I was like, okay, well,
Yeah, that's a
maybe
different.
half
That's
of
a
the year.
yeah. That's a different.
But yeah,
story.
no, it
But
was
wouldn't
gorgeous.
you like to find a place like that where you're gonna get cold, but you're not gonna deal with snow as much,
Yeah.
but you have that rural
Yes.
feeling.
Yeah. No, it's really nice.
Yeah,
Everything's
it really
like
is.
slower paced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice. So yeah, shot a 95.
Good for you.
I hit the heck out of the 3-wood on this trip, which, as you know, I've struggled historically with driver 3-wood.
Did you try to steal that 3-wood?
I was making jokes the entire second round that I played that I was
Yeah.
going to go in and purchase the Strata 3-wood that was in my bag because
You just nutted it.
every time I teed it up, just tubes.
Did you ever hit it off the deck?
Once or twice.
How did that go?
Out of the rough. It went pretty well too. Yeah.
Well, you're
It's
gonna
all
need to
contact.
order it.
I think I have to.
How much do you think it cost?
$15.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like
Wouldn't
a
it
box.
be-
It's a box brand from
That's
like
what I'm
Dick's
saying.
Sporting
That's what I'm
Goods.
saying.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do it just for
Yeah.
that?
No, it was,
Because it costs nothing.
yeah, I hit the heck out of it.
Good for you.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. I
Now,
was super
who
happy
was the
with.
best in the group that you played that first day?
So it was my 2 cousins, me, and 1B.
Yeah.
The 2 cousins are brothers. The younger brother, he plays a decent amount. He lives in Florida, so a lot of cheap
Wow.
golf all around.
People made a trip, huh?
Yeah. And so he said he'd expect to shoot like low to mid 90s. So he was the best one, quote unquote, out of our group. I knew I was going to be pretty close if I played well.
So what did he shoot? You said you shot a 95?
Yeah, I think he shot a 91 or 92.
Okay, you're
So-
not that far off.
No,
if
not at
he's-
all. And we were both in the same spot where we were constantly too long. Like we were the first tee. I've got a picture of it I can show you. You're looking at it. It's pretty much dead straight, about a 3/4 of the way down the fairway. It's a slight little turn, and it's OB past that, and so it plays a little to the right, and then the green's right there. Well, we were like, okay, we're not hitting driver here because it says it's like 250, 260 to that
So
OB.
you took your 60 degree.
So
and
I
then
took,
hit it.
well, no, not knowing. I took my 3-wood,
Yeah.
absolutely peered it down the middle. Ball went into the OB, and I was like, what the? Like,
But you know,
What do I
I don't
do?
even
Like-
care that it went long. The fact that you're hitting it where you want, even
Oh, yeah.
though that's good
yeah.
because
No, that's why I was super
how does that
happy
make you
with it.
feel?
That's why I asked you
Yeah.
if you want to go play today.
Yeah, we are.
But yeah, no, it was really nice
Yeah.
having that feeling of being confident over the ball a little bit on the tee.
I don't
box.
have that right now.
You don't have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll fill you in.
I don't have that at all. That's good.
Yeah.
That is good. Now, your father, that is just so weird for me that he had come out and walk it and didn't have the itch to swing a club.
He knew he was going to play the following
No, I
week,
understand that.
So
But, you know, like you and I,
he gets
we coulda-
tired a lot easier now.
no, I get that.
Yeah.
But you and I bet that elevation
Yeah.
probably made him a little more tired.
Yeah, he seemed fine when we played. It was a super short course. We had carts. Like, it was fine. But
Yeah.
he doesn't have the same oomph behind his shots. But at the elevation, definitely.
But over
helps.
there,
Yeah.
he's back to his glory
Yeah.
days. Yeah.
So yeah, my cousin shot 91. I shot 95. The older brother cousin shot 101, 105, somewhere in
So you
there.
guys aren't that far apart.
No, and then 1B shot 116. I think it was. I
And
told him
I
to
don't-
go to you to work on some things.
And what did he say?
He said, "Yeah, I'll hit him up."
Let me ask
He's-
you this question.
Yeah.
He's an athlete.
Yes.
Okay, so we're not going to dispute that. He's an athlete.
But he swings like puck.
Oh, he's stiff?
Stiff as a board.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not athletic if you look at him swinging a club.
Right, right.
You know
I'm
he's
just talking about
athletic.
athletic.
But
Yeah,
you know he's
He just-
athletic, but swinging the club, you're like, just loosen up, man.
That's so
Be it-
funny.
yeah.
Check this out. 4 days ago, I went back out to the club after I played in the morning and played again. And it's so funny because
Had nothing going on.
it's so funny because one of the guys, he sees me, goes, "Again?" He goes, "Come on, I saw you this morning." I said, "I didn't see you." He goes, "Yeah, I was giving a lesson on the range." And I said, "Oh, I didn't see you," but whatever. So
Never heard of you.
So I ran into a guy that I know, and he had a guy with a buddy of his with him, right? And he goes, "Hey," this guy says to me, "Hey,
Legend.
legend, come and join us." I said, "Okay." So start playing. The guy that it was his friend, he's swinging. It is almost like a bodybuilder trying to swing. You see his back, and I look at him. I go, "Hey, Hulk, there's
Stop calling me Hulk.
there's no way you're going to be able to swing the club."
Yeah.
His back is just
Yeah.
when he took you see that shirt just go like this around his
Yeah.
back, right?
Like, couldn't make a turn because there's so much muscle.
There's just so much
Yeah.
muscle, right? And he starts laughing. I said, "Dude, the thing you should do at the golf course is caddy for me. That's the only thing you should do. You're so freaking large, man."
Jeez.
But it just reminded me of that. But what I was going to ask about 1B is out of that 119, I think you said you shot?
118.
118.
116.
Was there a shot that you can remember that he actually pured? So he does have it then.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
there's ability there.
He opens up way left to account
He's
for
gonna
his
do a
slice.
Okay.
So when he would get his hands through and
Mm-hmm.
like transfer his weight to his left side and actually get into one, oh, he crushes it.
Yeah.
So it's just that, yeah, getting those little things. And I told him, I said, if you went out with Legend 3 times, you'd make a drastic improvement. I
Yeah.
guarantee it.
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, give me his number. So
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, like, at any, because when you go with somebody, you want them to experience at least a half a dozen shots that they hit well, and he did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the second round when we played, it was me, 1B, my dad, and the older brother cousin. I think he shot like a 108 or 105.
1B.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he improved.
But it was
on
a
that.
shorter course though.
Shorter course, but he
Yeah.
also just hit a lot of like
Better
shots.
Yeah.
And it partially was probably my dad kind of each
Working with
shot talking him through
Yeah.
that, hey, keep your
This is
head
what you
down
gotta
on
do.
it. Don't
Yeah.
worry about looking at it. Do
Yeah.
all like, and so yeah, he made a bomb of a putt. He made a really good chip to like a foot from
Yeah.
So like he had a lot of great shots
That's good.
throughout the round. So
Now, how did your dad do?
he shot 83,
Okay, good.
which I think when he said what he was going to shoot that day, he said 85.
Yeah.
So
So he
I
beat
thought
it.
he was lowballing me. I said, no, you're going to do better than that. And
Yeah.
he did a little better, but
Yeah.
he just has some of those shots where he just doesn't have the feel for it the same as he used to.
Around
like,
the green.
Yeah, like the
Okay.
shorter
Yeah.
shots
60 in.
mainly. Yeah. Like most of the tee shots, I thought for the most part, he
He hit a pretty.
hit it right
I'm
down
gonna
the
tell you
middle,
something
but-
right now. The shot for me, yardage wise, the worst one is 45 to about, where you're talking. It's all field. Now I'm not talking
Yep.
about the one on the fringe around the green where you're just kind of hitting a bump and run, or you're
Yeah.
kind of hitting a soft one. I'm talking about
Yeah.
from like 40 in, where you have to. Are you going to hit it into the fringe, let it then bounce up, check, and then roll a little bit, or you're going to flight it up and then land it softly?
Yeah.
The yardage, I'm getting better at that, right? And before, I never even thought of it. That's what's crazy. Years ago, I never even thought of it. I knew this is how far back I'm going. I'm opening it up to this, and then, finish
Yeah.
it. And that is where your father, I guarantee, struggled with it, because that's all feel. That is 100% feel. That's not where you want to be,
Scotty
Scotty.
is not looking good today.
That's not where you want to be.
Yeah, and that honestly was the second round we played. If I had a shot from 60 to 80 yards that I could just repeat like butter, I would have shot 85, because every 3-wood off the tee was tubed, and every time it left me somewhere between 60 and 80 yards to the green,
Okay.
because it was such a short course.
Okay, the thing I would say to you right now
Yeah.
is you're an idiot.
Okay.
And if you went out there to score,
Yeah.
I would have taken that 3-wood out,
Okay.
and then I would hit an iron and then give yourself like a fuller shot, because if you're consistently doing that and you haven't practiced enough of it,
Yeah.
because I'll give you an example. So I don't have a 3-wood in my bag, right? I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I hit the driver and then I hit that rescue, and I give myself about 60 yards on a par 5, and I'm saying to myself, what the heck am I doing? That's always a problem, because my 60-degree full is 75 yards. Well, where do I dial it for 60 yards? Right? So then I said to myself, well, you know what? Put it at about 100 yards. Like either choke down on that rescue or hit an iron to about 100 yards, 110 yards,
Yeah.
and hit so that's what you should have done if you're worried about scoring.
Yeah.
You should have taken that 3-wood out.
But it was the one I was hitting the best.
Choke down on it a little bit.
Mm.
And then give yourself about 80 to 90 yards.
Yeah.
And then you could have hit your
Could have hit my pitching wedge
That's
or
what
my
I'm
sand
saying.
wedge
You coulda
130
hit
over
the-
the green.
well, you have that attack. Oh, they didn't probably have it in it
No.
because it's not your
Yeah.
clubs. Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't have it. Yeah. I keep forgetting they're not your sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though you should have stole that 3-wood.
I thought about it for sure.
Look,
That thing was,
Can
that thing was
I-
epic.
I was thinking about stealing this, guys, but I'm an honest guy. I am willing to pay $500 for this club right now. But
Sir,
but
it cost
bench,
12.
it costs $9. But I will give you $500 for it.
And
That is
lifetime
so
free
funny.
golf here
Yes.
when I come back eventually.
Would you go back?
Yeah, it was good.
Like,
I enjoyed
is
both the
this
courses.
is this a family thing you guys do every year, or every
No.
5 years, every 7 years, every 2 years, every 4 years? I mean, is this
Yeah.
something?
For a while, I thought it was every 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forget if they'd mentioned about making it a little more frequent with the kids, like
Right.
because they're all growing up so quick. But
Now, here's the thing. The guys from Florida,
yeah,
and they would have a right to say this. Why don't you guys come to Florida? There's 7,000 golf courses you guys would love. And don't have to worry about staying anywhere. You can stay with us.
yeah.
But then it's like, well, why are we traveling here? Because in California, we've got 7,000 golf courses. And why don't you guys ever think of that? Like,
No, they like to pick a location that like a lot of people haven't been to, just
so
to go see a
North
different
Carolina
part
would
of
be
the,
pretty cool.
That's what we're talking about for the next
Okay,
trip.
yeah, I was just going to say
yeah.
golf
Yeah,
haven.
one of the Carolinas. they're
Golf
looking into,
haven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Would ever the conversation be, let's go to out of the country and go to Hawaii?
I don't know.
Golf course?
A lot of golfing. I want to go back there and play now that I actually have an idea of how to play. Because before, when I played it, I had no idea how to play.
In Hawaii.
Yeah.
Which
It
island?
was miserable. Maui.
Maui.
Yeah.
Go to Kauai.
I would say Maui is pretty much burned down, so we have to go
Yeah,
somewhere else.
go to Kauai. And I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. The Princeville, the northern part
Mhm.
of Kauai, phenomenal courses.
Yeah.
Just absolutely. The Princeville. And then they have the Mackay, which is their B, which would be an A anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And they have 3 nines. One is the woods, which you wouldn't want to do. Not you, just anybody, because the other 2 is ocean and lake.
Oh.
Well, what do you think you want?
I'd like the ocean.
Yeah, I'll take the ocean and the lake. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah. And then they have the coconut plantation on the east side, which in that area they have these courses and they're PGA courses.
Yeah.
Like one of them is a Jacobson course he built, and it's a PGA phenomenal. And then there's one across the prison.
Oh, okay.
It's a Muni, if you will, like
Yeah.
Muni. And the entire thing, because of the way the layout is, every hole is pretty much ocean view because it's like this.
Yeah.
It's not because it's so narrow in that
Yeah.
area. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go back.
Big time.
Love Hawaii.
You just don't have money.
No.
No. You spent it in Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So outside of golf, so I shot 95 the first round, shot 96 the second round. I shot worse on the longer course because of leaving myself
Yeah.
just cocked.
Does that make sense
I didn't
what I'm
putt
saying?
as well either. The greens were a lot tougher.
Yeah.
They had the like Bermuda cut where you had the grain against
Yeah,
the
yeah,
grain
yeah.
with like so hard to figure out which way it was going and how to judge your speed and stuff like that. So that made it a lot more challenging. too.
Undulated greens?
Yes, my
Uh-oh.
on the back nine, my father said it looks like they buried an elephant here. Like, there were some where the pin was on a hill, and
Oh,
you're like,
see.
and that was it was awful. Like I had a birdie putt on that hole,
And you ended up double bogey.
and I ended up probably double.
Yeah.
I forget, but
Yeah.
it was on a hill, and I'm like, it was only probably 10 feet,
No, it doesn't matter.
but it was
Yeah.
up the slope, and then it's sitting on the down slope. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
You can't stop
I didn't
it.
want to. I didn't want to leave it short.
Yeah,
and
you can't
I definitely
stop
didn't.
You
I
had a
probably-
10-footer,
yeah.
and coming back, you had a 98-footer.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, the greens were much more challenging. I putt really well in the first round. I think I only had like 34 putts.
Yeah.
Really.
Did
really
you
good for
enjoy
me.
playing?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, man, this feels. I'm
Yeah.
hitting a ball really well.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's good.
And that was the thing. Even though I didn't know my distances, I knew when I peered a ball, I was like, I can't even be mad at that because
Yeah.
I don't know how to.
Did you
judge
ever, after peering a ball, going, "Thank you, legend"?
a little
once?
bit? Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Because that little session before I left,
Yeah.
the slow
Yeah.
takeaway
Unbelievable helpful.
tempo just felt.
Tempo was great.
amazing,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I'm not saying carry me around while I'm naked. I'm just saying. It's
Oh,
so
not where you want to
funny.
be, Cameron Young.
Oh,
You
it's
are
not a spot.
at the clubhouse.
That's great. I'm happy. I'm happy you struck the ball well. But I want you to manage the course better though. and
Yeah.
understand after a while, after 3 of those, realize, okay, I keep putting myself in that same second shot in, choke down on the 3-wood or take an iron, and then at least give yourself, because that's not where you want to practice a 60-yard shot.
Yeah.
Does that
Someone
make sense?
Just told me I need to practice my 60-yard shot.
No, but I'm saying that's
Yeah.
not where you want to do it, though.
Yeah.
Because you kind of want to walk away and go, man, you know what? I shot an 88.
Oh yeah, I wanted to be my dad.
Yeah, and I scored well, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's not where you practice. So, how many dinners were at a restaurant? Were you able to cook? Is there a kitchen there? Did you guys go shopping and buy some groceries and then say, okay, on Monday we're going to go out for breakfast and lunch and dinner will be here. On Tuesday we're going to go out for lunch and breakfast and dinner will be here. And on Wednesday we're going to go out to dinner, breakfast and lunch type of deal is what I'm saying.
Yeah. For the first week at the cabins on the lake, since the whole family was there, they kind of devised a plan for dinners where one family would prep dinner each night for everybody. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Breakfast and lunches were kind of all on our own.
Okay.
But we didn't really eat out a lot. When we got there in Missoula, we stopped at Costco before we went up to the place and just
Great move.
bought a bunch of stuff
Great
for
move.
everybody.
Yeah.
So that was
Is
nice.
there a difference in price?
I didn't really notice.
You
I
didn't pay attention. Okay, yeah.
My mom and dad paid for the
I know.
groceries
I'm
and
just
stuff, but
wondering, like you're
in
over
general,
here.
gas was way cheaper.
Yeah, I get that.
Fast food way cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, so in general, I think everything was cheaper probably.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, if you know Costco here, you went and got a.
I got diapers and it was $108. Yeah. Pretty close.
Yeah. Sucks.
But yeah.
That's why you should not have children.
Well, yeah. You're telling me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did that for the most part. So like I think the first night my parents cooked. They made like burgers and hot dogs. Next night was the cousins' night. So like me and my cousins prepped dinner for everyone. We just made like pasta with a meat sauce, some
Okay.
garlic bread.
I'm surprised. I would have thought you guys would do the burgers and dogs. You know what I mean?
No, my dad jumped on that quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was smarter than
Yeah.
you guys.
One night someone made like fish tacos. Another one, someone just made like grilled chicken with some stuff. So
Gotcha.
It was all good.
Now to the important part.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the important part. Who got on whose nerves? Who needed to be not separated, but remove themselves from the situation? And how quickly into the trip did something like that happen? It has to have happened.
No, it really didn't.
Really?
Well, I have like an aunt who's a little more obnoxious than the others. Like I just don't spend as much time around her. But,
Okay.
like, you know, they'll make the comments and you're like, can't believe you said that. But
How old?
I mean, older than my dad, so
Okay.
65.
Yeah. Okay.
60, yeah, something like that.
But there are a lot of old people that basically say, I'm old enough not to care what I'm saying. Is that what it was?
No, this is just like her personality. She's like, everything's about me. I'm the star of the show. My dad said that's how it was growing up for her too, the whole time.
This is your dad's sister.
Yeah.
Now, and she has a husband?
Oh yeah.
Now, is the husband a guy that barely talks because of her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because of her, but he doesn't talk a lot.
It's because of her.
Maybe.
Okay. And then at no point did that guy ever say to her, hey, honey,
Shut your face.
shut your face.
I guess not.
No. And then your father is the younger brother of that woman.
He's the youngest at all.
Okay.
Of them,
He's the youngest. And he at no point pulled her aside and said, look.
That's just how she's gonna be, I guess.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. People are different than I am. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't got to tell me twice.
You know what's funny is you knew me before.
Yeah.
Is there anything from before when you were a kid, when I was coaching you, that you see different in me and you go, man, I didn't realize that about him, or you knew that early on when you were like 12, 13 years old?
No, I don't think I knew until later on that you'd be open to fighting anyone at any point in time for no reason at all.
Well, that's not no reason. It's not no reason. There's always a reason.
Yeah, it's always on site for you. Just like right here, let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, so I'm glad you're back safe. The family's back and fantastic.
Yep.
North Carolina. I may want in on that trip with you guys.
Yeah. This is my buddy Legend.
Because
he'll be tagging along for
no,
the
because
family.
if that's in 4 years,
yeah.
we may be in Tennessee.
Oh, well then it's a hop, skip, and a jump.
That's what I'm
over.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like that. I'm telling you.
Have you never been back there to the Carolinas?
Oh no, I have.
Oh,
I
you
actually,
have? Okay.
I actually spent. But this is when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And went to Nags Head, North Carolina. This is before I knew anything about golf. You know, I was just a child. And you know, when you get older, and then you have friends, and they talk about they were on trips for golf and what have you. Now, mind you, I worked my tail off, you know, for 31 years, and we did trips, but it wasn't things like that. And you know, like the bucket list type of thing.
Yeah.
It would be, honestly, it would be a 10-day trip to the Carolinas.
10 rounds of golf.
And not 10 rounds.
Oh.
No, it would be more like 20 rounds, right? Because you would play in the morning, then you'd play so you would do it more in the spring, summertime, so you can play later in the day, right?
Yeah.
And
summers are humid over
no,
there.
I understand that. No, I get it. But you would sacrifice death, right? To play. If it's 10 days, it'd be basically 8 days, right? Because 2 days is traveling.
Yeah.
So it'd be 16 rounds of golf.
Yeah. Good for you.
That is a dream.
Yeah.
Would you be up to it?
No.
Think about that, man. Because here's
we got
the thing.
our trip scheduled with
we do.
Eldest
Yes,
and Scratch,
that's right. Yeah,
We
absolutely.
ever get the dates for that?
It was around somebody's birthday, wasn't it? Am I making that up?
Yours? I think it was around yours.
Was it around July?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So it was around my birthday.
Yeah.
No, dude, I want
got to figure out the logistics.
No,
of
but
that.
I want in on that. I mean,
know.
not in on it. I want that.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
okay.
But
All
it's just more about getting those knuckleheads to figure it out because
Well,
they
one
won't
of
say
them-
anything.
one
and, then
of
the
them-
and then the day before, they're like, hey, we're going?
Yeah, one of them, he doesn't care. He'll do whatever he wants.
Yes.
The other one has a warden.
Yeah, and
right?
business.
Yeah.
He doesn't work Fridays anyway.
No, but it's
Yeah.
it's the warden,
Yeah.
you know, and she
Well, the
has
other
every
thing
right.
we were looking at too when we were scheduling it was too expensive to book further out. So
Right,
we
so
were
we
gonna
have to kind of
until
wait a
it's
little bit.
closer.
But we
Yeah.
still know when we wanna
General
go.
Dates, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
And you guys were talking about bringing the other group also.
Trying to.
Yeah, so it'd be 7 to 8.
8 at most, I think.
That's what I'm saying, 7 to 8 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 4 of us,
Yeah. Golden Child,
accountant.
and Ruble.
Yeah, but I thought there was one more for 8. Who did you guys say?
I don't know. Box? Was it Box maybe?
Oh, I think that's what
Was
it
it?
was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. He would be entertaining as hell.
Yeah, he would. He's a good golfer too.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's got a really
Yeah.
smooth swing.
Yeah. Well, no one like the cousin.
Oh yeah, man. I saw him the other night.
Did
We
you?
were at the the farmers market.
Oh, okay.
Went out to dinner with the wife,
Yeah.
and he was walking
He was
around
the-
down there.
Yeah.
Good to see him.
Yeah. That may be the
Yeah, he is,
greatest swing in golf
he's-
history.
You look him up in the dictionary, it just says athletic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember I tried to get him on a travel ball team,
Oh yeah,
but things were going on in his life at the time.
yeah. He was never really into baseball either. Like
Correct.
he was always more basketball, soccer.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Yeah. But he had stuff going on in his life that wasn't great.
Vaha, so this is golf trip number 2. You got another one?
I think he may be talking
Or was you
about
talking about the
you.
Carolinas?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Then okay.
Yeah.
And then another one. No.
But literally at the way I understand this, I'm not sure if it's South Carolina or North Carolina. I don't know which one it is.
I've been to South Carolina in the Hilton Head area,
Yeah.
and on Hilton Head Island there is nothing other than golf courses.
So this is what I'm saying. So if that's where we were to go,
Yeah.
right? You literally play one place in the morning,
Yeah.
and then in the afternoon, evening, you go to another place. You don't play the same course.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. It's 16 different golf courses.
Yeah. Be expensive.
See, I don't know.
No, it would be. These are like PGA level courses.
I understand. Okay, so what's expensive? 75, 100, 125?
No, yeah, like 125 and up, I think.
You think
That's
so?
Pretty expensive around.
See, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, you've played Pebble, so anything under that is
I played Pebble and didn't pay for it.
a cheap round.
It's
I don't know why everyone doesn't do this.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. Suckers. All right, well, congratulations on your trip.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the only one person, the aunt, a little bit annoying, but there was never, ever a situation. That is
No.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's extraordinary. You guys are weird people.
No, I just like each other.
I don't know why. I don't know why. So who your mother was watching the kids then
When?
with your wife when you took off, I'm assuming.
What do you mean?
To go golf because your wife didn't go. So your
Oh,
mom
yeah,
and your
yeah. Mom, my sister helped out. Yeah.
by the way, she just gets back home, your sister,
Yeah.
immediate text. Immediate text. Help, I have a problem with
Oh, jeez.
yeah. And what's funny is
Wasn't her roommate home the whole time?
oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
But no, but your sister had just gotten home, she said.
Yeah.
And there was a problem with the sprinkler. It was flooding something, right?
Nice.
And I had just finished making dinner, and the wife had come home,
Mm-hmm.
and like everything is hot. So we just sat down to eat, and then your sister texts, and I'm like, oh.
What an inconvenience.
So I get up, I go over there, and I see it, right? And I said, okay, it's probably because of this. And then the next thing I know, I'm over there for a half hour, right?
Hope you
Which,
weren't
by
hungry.
the way, I love your sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not in any way, I'll do whatever she needs, but I was like, honey, you could not have picked the worst time. She goes, why? I said,
My steak's getting cold.
I said, Mama just got home. I just made dinner. And we just said, she goes, oh my God, go. I said, no, you've already pissed me off. I'm here. So let me take care of it,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Vaha said, speaking of golf, we recently found out that if your group has too many golf carts, you are bound to get a flat.
I'm going to tell that story.
Okay.
This is second story time.
All
I
right.
forgot about that. So I have a group. There's 3 of us in that group every single time, right? And then there's another guy that may join us, and then another guy that may join us. But it just depends, right? So the 3 of us are out there, and then there's this kid, 28-year-old kid, just a tremendous person. Big fan of his, okay? He swings out of his rear. Love that about him. Doesn't hold anything back, and he just swings. And great personality. And to hang out with nothing but old guys and like us, there's something weird with this kid.
Oh, okay.
And I'm saying that jokingly,
Yeah.
but I'm a fan of his, right? So he ends up coming. So we go out. He had gotten his own cart. I'm with Vaha, and the old man, he has his own cart. So we didn't know he was going to become. So take off and go. On hole 2, the youngster says, hey, Legend, your back right tire is flat, or left tire, I forget. Said, all right. Vaha calls, sends out this guy. Okay. An ornery, older guy that works the carts and the balls, right? And he comes out and he says, and we go, oh yeah, it's this. And he goes, well, you know what the problem is? You guys got too many carts out here. I said, so I looked at him. I said, so we have a flat because we have too many carts out here. I said, now if we only had 2 carts, we wouldn't have had a flat.
Damn right.
So it's like, what kind of freaking logic is that, right? So then later I go in and, because I know all the guys in there, I said, hey, so-and-so, and he goes, was he a D to you? I said, yeah, and he just shakes his head, yeah, that's how he is, and he says, yeah, he came in and he said, you guys gave too many cards. He goes, the guy in the pro shop says, the other guy was a single, and I just had him play with these guys. He's basically telling him,
Not gonna force
shutting
him to ride with someone
shutting
he
him
doesn't
up.
know. Yeah.
Well, he already had a cart,
yeah.
So then he, at the last minute, since there's 3, he's looking at it, he goes, okay, just join them.
Yeah.
And everybody already had a cart at that point,
Yeah.
But just a douchebag, man, pissed me off. And that guy, Christian, whatever, from that urology department would be upset because I was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stupid, ignorant son of a...
Surprised you didn't say at one point, I'm effing pissed now. Just to see what his reaction would be. You refrained.
I don't swear anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
Turned over a new leaf.
I really have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard!
Wow.
That's what he was.
That's a lot.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go to NHL.
Let's go to NHL.
Real fast.
Sadly, sad story.
So my Panthers win.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid was shut down. So this is 2 years in a row that this has happened.
Where he's been shut down, or they've lost.
They've
the
lost
finals?
this. They've lost.
I don't
the
remember him
finals.
being really
no,
shut down.
They
last
lost the
year,
finals.
yeah.
Okay. So here was a question by Vaha the other day to me. I'll ask you this: which fan base will have a bigger problem? Jeter in his heyday, McDavid in his heyday, of being traded? And there's going to be a lot of layers to this, so go ahead and answer that.
I think my gut reaction is McDavid, which is weird saying because of
now,
how much Jeter means to the Yankees.
Okay, now here's the layers. Whose value is more? It's Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid is a far better player than Jeter was as a player.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not
That's
even
kind of
that's
the
not
angle
even,
that I'm looking at it from.
Okay, but don't look at it that angle is the way I was told.
But now, if you view him as the captain who
Captain of New York Yankees,
was
the shortstop.
clutch when he needed to be,
Clutch.
and knew how to win and get his team to win, then it's like, well, you might be able to overlook some of the
Right.
So I think that's where I'm at. Like,
yeah, and that is a problem.
yeah,
right? Talent-wise, Connor McDavid, the stuff he does with the puck in that instant burst and stick handling is something I've never seen before.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
He
now,
makes people look slow.
He really is. Now, Bobby Orr, way before your time, and this was told, actually smartly said to me, well, Bobby Orr had to get a full head of steam, and then he did the whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
McDavid does that in a standing position and then goes, and you can't even get to him.
Yeah.
Right? It's insane.
Like, he'll just be cruising along, and then boom.
And then it's like a turbo is turned on, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's insane. With the ability to stick handle. Now, there was a guy the Hartford Whalers had 100 years ago his name was Paul Lawless. He had a burst of speed like that where he would take off, but the problem was he would forget to bring the puck with him.
Who needs it?
Right. So there's the difference, right? There are guys that have that ability but don't have the entire package like Connor does.
Yeah.
Like you'll have one or the other, right?
Yeah.
You have the stick handling, but you don't have the speed. You have the speed, but you don't have the stick.
You got the power shot, not the finesse.
Right.
Yeah.
This kid has everything. It's ungodly. It really is. It's unbelievable to see. It saddens me that he wasn't able to carry the team because you and I want him to win badly just so he doesn't have that title.
Yeah.
Right? Just doesn't have the Colin Montgomery thing. The best player without winning
Dan
one.
Marino.
Right, Dan Marino, right? Charles Barkley, whatever. You can there's a
Phillip
ton of
Rivers.
them. Right. So But that question, when it was posed, because I said when trading, I immediately went to, what do you get in return? Because this player, Connor McDavid, is a Kansas City Royal in Edmonton. Derek Jeter going to Kansas City and playing as a shortstop, he would not be Derek Jeter in New York. Connor McDavid would be that guy anywhere on any team, because Edmonton is equivalent to Kansas City to me, as far as
The whole Canada is the Midwest. Yeah.
a smaller market type of thing, right? So
Yeah, if he was in a place like New York Rangers or
can you imagine? Right? Can you imagine?
San Jose Sharks.
Yeah. Sure.
We can dream.
Sure.
We can dream.
Right. But
yeah, like New York Rangers, Blackhawks.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Bruins.
Bruins,
as much as we hate to
Montreal.
say it, yeah.
Montreal, right. It would be unbelievable,
Yeah.
right? But Jeter, the joke was, when you were just a kid, was, yeah, but it only works for him in New York. But if he was he would be the fourth best shortstop in the league. And my thing was, well, he wouldn't have the publicity because you're the captain of the Yankees at shortstop. I get all that, right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have the publicity, but he's still the same player. But with that doesn't come going to October. In Kansas City, you don't go and play in October and November. So he made the difference, like you said, doing whatever it took to carry his team into the World Series and winning it. And he did. Yeah, that is. But he doesn't have the talent as Connor McDavid does.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you again, which fan base would be more devastated? Because Edmonton already got rid of the most iconic hockey player of all time in Wayne Gretzky.
Mm-hmm.
And there were death threats against the owner at the time of Edmonton. And
Might get those if you trade McDavid.
would it have been worse for George Steinbrenner or for the Edmonton Oilers if you did that? Answer it now.
I feel like it'd be about the same. Like, both of them, that's like, I mean, obviously Jeter's career's over, so we know it's the only team he played for. But McDavid's the only team he's played for. Like, they drafted him.
Right.
He's been up through them. Like, I don't know.
I'm going to say this. It would be more devastating in New York.
I was thinking that, like, just New York fandom
That's
in
what I'm
general,
saying.
they're crazy.
Because that's what I'm saying. Because here's the thing.
But Canada and their hockey.
It's true. I'm not disputing, but here's the thing. In that little area there, don't you say that about Jeter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't you say, they get so
They'll kill you.
possessive.
They'll kill
Yeah, they'll get so possessive of it, and it is a different. It's a religion.
Yeah.
About that. When they embrace a player, right? They embrace a player. They never embraced A-Rod because he wasn't a Yankee.
Yeah.
Right.
He just joined the party.
That's what I'm saying. So,
but that's like I was thinking just now. Judge.
That they would kill.
traded
They would
Judge,
kill.
Yeah. It was like, but it wasn't the same with Soto. Like, yeah, they were.
No.
They didn't want him to go.
Did you see what happened to Soto the other day against Atlanta? It's in Atlanta. They're chanting overrated. He's at the plate. He struck out looking, and like they're chanting overrated while the game is going on, right?
Yeah.
And he's at the plate. He's got a 2-strike count on him. He lets this ball. By the way, you and I have said he's got one of the greatest eyes in baseball history, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was a strike as soon as it left the guy's hand. And how he got fooled, I don't know. It's not like it caught the corner.
The edge, right?
No. This was a strike, and he didn't swing. And, I mean, the place erupts, right? So I'm wondering, you're talking about how you talked about Soto, if this was a bad deal for the Mets. It's never a good deal because of the money.
Yeah.
Right? You have to win a World Series.
Yeah, to justify it.
Justify it. It's like with Shohei, you paid him and they won.
Yeah.
So
and now he's pitching again.
not well, but again, it's
He did
that
not
was
look great.
no, but again, I you excuse that, you know,
Yeah.
by the sixth outing, then if it's not good, then you go, okay, there's something here,
Yeah.
right? But the guy was a pitcher,
Yeah.
so I don't worry about that. With Soto, you don't have the protection
Yep.
of Big 99.
Yep.
It makes a massive difference,
Yep.
and it shows. Dude, they're chanting overrated. I couldn't believe that. Like to say
That's a divisional
Soto,
matchup.
no, but
They
to
hate
say
each
but to
other.
say Soto's overrated is insane to me. Even with that, like you can boo him, you can say whatever, but to say he's overrated to me is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, overpaid maybe.
That you can yell overpaid because that's true.
I'll allow that.
That's true because none of these people deserve this kind of money.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I'd decide Jeter probably. All things considered.
So that's the way I was going.
Mainly from the fan base aspect of it.
Okay, this
The
isn't Toronto
franchise.
and this isn't Montreal. This is Edmonton. Okay, it's a little different. Like in Montreal,
I couldn't even tell you where Edmonton was on a map. Couldn't tell you.
it's
North.
on this side, on our side, I believe.
Oh, really?
I believe so. Oh,
I
is
thought
that
I
Winnipeg?
thought that was
is that
Vancouver.
Winnipeg?
I thought that was just Vancouver.
We can look it up, but it takes some time. So here's the thing. So Maurice Richard was suspended. Okay, there was an on ice incident. He got suspended. The commissioner Campbell, I believe, not commissioner, maybe of the conference. He shows up to Montreal. There were smoke bombs in the stadium that were let. They tried to get to this guy. They started rioting in Montreal outside. They just started rioting. Maurice Richard had to get on the radio and plead to the community to stop destroying the city, basically. Now that is like Ruthian, right? That would be Jeterian,
Yeah.
Type of deal. I don't think that's the way it is in Edmonton because it is hockey, but again, you can kill the prime minister in Montreal, and if Montreal was playing, the first story would be about Montreal, then the second story would be about the prime minister. And the same in Toronto is what I'm saying. I don't know about Edmonton, to be honest.
Sorry. Baja said the sizzle with no steak. I don't know who that was in reference to. But
I don't know. How long ago was that?
I don't know. Oh, nice looking town, Edmonton. All right, keep going. Good Lord, it's up there.
Yeah, so it's on the West Coast.
Oh yeah, I was just
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, you
I
could
coulda
have
just drove up the road.
up there, watch a couple of games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
chip, chip.
yeah. How far do you think that would be? I'm looking at that.
That
I'm saying,
drive?
yeah, hold on. Without even looking at it,
Okay.
I'm going to guess 13 hours.
I'm saying more.
Okay. Put it in. Let's get it.
20 hours.
From where you were.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like right outside.
Yeah.
This was the town we were in. Oh my god, that's nothing.
Oh, 8 hours? No,
Yeah.
7 hours?
7 hours.
Oh, that's nothing. We should have done it.
Getting through customs across the border there.
Yeah, that's a
that-
4 hours.
that
So
might-
now
yeah.
I'm close. 12
Yeah,
hours,
I
I
think
said.
you're
Yeah, I was
close.
close.
I said 20.
If you wanted to walk, it'd be 6 days.
That's not bad. I can get that. That's light work. Did you say on a bike it's a
Oh, read what Vaha
so.
just said. Now
Speed, but can't stick in. Yeah, there you go. I think I want to go to Alaska. You think there's good golf in Alaska?
I don't think so, but
No,
Try
I
the polar
wouldn't
bears?
mind going there.
Not even during
It's
the summer?
absolutely beautiful.
That's what I hear.
But, dude, those bears,
Well,
They're-
not just
They're big.
Bears.
not just that. Isn't
Oh,
that,
look at
isn't that
that.
the place where the giant ass mooses are?
yeah,
It's
the
like-
mooses will kill you.
Yeah, that's another thing. You don't really have to worry about the bears.
Look
You,
how nice that
you have to
looks.
worry about you turn around and you just see a testosterone steroid giant antler moose.
I don't want that.
It's pretty.
Yeah, let's go. Is Alaska?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Just got to go the right time of year, you know.
Did you see that? Did you see that bear in Alaska? The
Look
guy
at that.
jumped.
Look at look at that, dude.
Right on the course, a moose.
Bench, did you see that a couple of weeks
that?
ago?
Yeah, look.
Oh my gosh.
Is this the one you're talking about here?
Black bears.
Didn't we?
Trying to
Didn't we?
remember.
Didn't we
If
play
it's
the video?
brown, you lay down. If it's black, you get big and you scare it away. I had to learn that in Montana.
I think
And
you're
here's
gonna make
a-
a joke and say give it your
Here's
wallet.
Didn't we see that video on the screen here, where the guy jumped on the snowmobile because the bear was was coming after him?
Maybe. I don't know if I saw that.
So the guy's just walking, turns around, sees a bear.
What kind?
Come,
Polar bear?
it was a bear.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it could have been a polar bear.
I've heard the polar bears are the ones that'll kill you.
Wait a minute, I think it
They'll
was a polar bear.
just- They go right after
The
you.
guy
Black bears
jumps
might be a puppy.
on. The guy jumps on the snowmobile, and now this is like in a town.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like buildings. It's not like he's in a town. He jumps on this thing in a nick of time. This polar bear's come. Is it Joe Rogan?
Joe
Yeah.
Rogan.
He talks about bears all the time.
No.
All the time. He's talking about the
Jamie,
difference
pull up the
between
bears.
the difference between when a lion or a tiger gets you, they're killing you first, then gonna eat you, right? These guys, they're just tearing you up while you're alive and just eating you.
Nice.
And he says, "There's nothing you can do." He goes, "Look at this." So somebody had put a video thing, a camera on a tree, and they had something down there. It's almost like Godzilla when he's walking through and buildings are kind of toppling over. You see these trees just kind of, obviously they're not massive trees, but these and
shift
shrubbery
aside.
just moving as he's coming, and you see the muscle on this thing as he's coming up to the tree. And Rogan says, "Now you think you have a chance against this thing?"
I would just say, excuse me, bear. I've got
I'm
somewhere
going
to be right
I'm
now.
going to
need
die
that-
here.
I need that leg real quick. You remember the movie Caprio did, The Revenant?
Yes.
Remember that bear scene?
Yeah, where he.
Got raped.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's insane. By the way, that CGI is insane because I remember everyone talked about being like, "Is that real?" I was like, "Why does that look real?" Like he got mauled.
No, that
When
was scary as hell.
taken
Oh, it
the
was
horse carcass?
so real because it wasn't that he stumbled upon like a baby bear and and then he realized, damn, and then he just turns around. You see just how Legend's describing that video. It's just the barreling through the bushes. Like at that moment, I know it's of course it's a movie, but at that moment, because it says it's based on true events, what part of that guy's head made him think I might be able to come out on top of this? Because
got to survive.
I mean, that was a mother bear, by the way. And that thing looked like it was on steroids.
I wish that video of the one Rogan showed. I'm not kidding. I've never seen anything this big.
Look it up, Joe Rogan. Yeah.
The way it was
Joe Rogan
walking
bear tree.
at night, it was insane to me. No, not this
Not
one.
that
But
one.
this
This
is
is-
fine. This is fine.
This one?
No, I was talking about Joe Rogan,
Rogan one.
but this one's fine. This is a snowmobile one. Look how close this guy is. Look how close that polar bear is.
Dude.
I won't come for you. Oh, he's got a gun.
Yeah, what did he have? Yo!
You don't think that's close?
Oh, that's close.
That's really close.
Oh, and he's still going. Dude, speed up. What are you?
Can you imagine that thing not all of a sudden
And look
just
at him,
died on you?
You just take a seat. Oh, man.
Takes a dump.
Rats.
There goes dinner.
Well, I gotta go back home. Wife's not gonna be happy. He had a gun. He had a gun.
Hey, he had a rifle right there.
And he
Yeah, but you don't have time to turn around and shoot that.
Oh,
I'm
no,
assuming
no.
that thing is going to be right
I
on
wasn't
you.
saying
Actually,
that he
yeah,
should have.
okay.
I was just.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This guy knew the gun isn't going to
Yeah.
save him. The snowmobile that's running is going to save him.
because they're just built on adrenaline. I feel like almost all the time bears when they like they start chasing their adrenaline. Like it's almost for us when we get injured or something or like there's like bad injury, we don't realize it because of adrenaline, and then afterwards it hits you. So I'm saying if you were to shoot him, it wouldn't matter in that moment until after he's dead and the bear's like.
Well,
they
you
got
know what's
shot.
funny? I don't know if I agree with that. So I've seen a couple of videos. Here comes around a corner. There's a dog, right? And the dog starts barking. And around the corner of this trees and bushes, whatever, here comes this bear. The guy has the camera. It's pointing out there. And you see him take the shotgun or whatever it is. and shoots it. It literally stops the bear. The bear goes like this, and then the bear gets up again and shoots it again, and then the bear goes down. But that first one did put him down, but not down, if you understand what I'm saying. But put him down to hesitate a little bit, and then the guy whatever, and then shoots it again, and then.
Well, was the bear in the moment of like chasing the dog or whatever?
I don't know because
in
the
that moment,
dog.
yeah.
No, the dog is on the same side as the guy is, but he's barking at whatever's on the other side of it, and here comes this thing around the corner, and it is coming it
is running.
It is
wow.
coming, and then the guy
Interesting.
shoots it twice, and
Well, a shotgun, I mean, that's power, especially close range. That thing is
well, it
insane.
ain't that close. It's close, but
it was still
Can
distance?
you imagine taking that shot and missing?
At that point.
Well,
Well,
I'm done for.
Rufus, I don't think you're getting dinner.
It was a good run.
Bee of the week?
Customers.
Really?
It's always customers. When is it never not customers? Come on. Just always.
All right. Your bee of the week?
Put the magazine in the bag for me, please.
Mine's
but I
just
don't
gonna
want it in
be,
a frozen bag.
Just airlines in general. It seems like they haven't figured out how to schedule things and get everyone to where they need to be on time.
I honestly don't think they care.
They don't. No.
Seriously, because you need them, they don't need you, is their
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah.
We can make
We'll
you
get there when
sit.
we get there.
Yeah, we can make. What would you do?
That's your problem, man.
What would you do on this? You've heard of this, that they have an issue, and this plane is sitting on a tarmac for like 5 hours,
Yeah.
and they don't let people out.
No.
I don't understand that part.
Neither do I. And
Should,
they shut the engines down, so then the
there's
AC
no
is not
AC.
working.
But
yeah.
explain to me what you would do.
Crack a window.
I can't. Because you have elderly people, you have children, I mean, this is now.
Nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand people going nuts and opening up doors now and saying, "Screw this. This is BS." Now,
Pop
should
the
there
emergency.
not be a law enacted by Congress, nothing over 30 minutes of keeping people on a tarmac with the engines off and no AC?
Well, sounds
30 minutes. I mean,
reasonable
you
to
can
me.
figure it out after if it's
Yeah,
within
if
30
If
minutes.
it's going to be longer. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Deplane, get them off and what have you. You can't do that to people.
Yeah.
And then complain that people get violent. Are you out of your mind?
It's true.
Yeah. My B is going to be that Christian. What was his last name again?
Julian?
Julian. Thank you. From Urology on North Whitney, Fresno, California. He was offended with
Not to
pissed
be
off.
specific.
With pissed off.
Where's he at again?
With pissed off.
Yeah, it's a tough look.
What a vagina. I own that
Did
state.
you hear about this, by the way, Bench? The Punisher being in the new
Yes.
Spider.
I saw that. Well,
That's great.
Major League Baseball, the big headline over the last couple weeks, Rafael Devers.
Okay, so that comes
gone.
across. That comes across. And
One
the first thing.
1B didn't believe it when I told him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Yeah.
No, and I understand why 1B wouldn't. But
No.
it comes across, and my first thing was our show,
Yeah.
where we discussed Red Sox cannot keep him on the team.
Yeah.
Remember we discussed that, and I said they will have to do whatever they can to get him out. The only problem for me is he went from a team I hate to a team I hate.
Yeah. I know. We should. We need to get Haas's reaction. He texts you at all?
Did not receive anything. I'm getting ghosted by Haas again.
Oh.
Yeah. It could be the dinners again. I don't know. He
Yeah.
still hasn't paid up. 2
Heartbroken.
dinners. This guy is. I didn't realize he was this. I didn't realize
He's
he's a Welcher. But
he's breaking my balls.
so the Sox got nothing in return.
Essentially. They got their number 4 prospect.
No,
but
I
that
get
guy
that.
is
You know what I'm
still in,
saying.
like high A.
What I'm saying
yeah.
is, you know what Devers gives you.
Yep.
You don't know what this prospect gives
No.
you, and you can't live on prospects.
Correct.
Right? Okay. So the Red Sox basically said, you embarrassed our organization. We are now going to send you to whoever, and we don't care what they give us back. Am I
Clearly.
reading that wrong?
Uh, No, not really. The biggest thing was the Giants did absorb all of his contract, so they don't have to pay him.
No, I get it. They
But
wanted to clean. They wanted their hands clean from this.
From like one of the things I saw about a trade package, I guess the Red Sox had reached out to like I want to say it was the Braves, but they asked for like the whole kit and caboodle, like 2 top pitching prospects, Sean Murphy and somebody else.
The Sox did?
The Sox did. And the Braves said, yeah, you're
Pound
out
sand.
of your mind. Yeah. And so it was just funny to see how different, like you asked for all of that.
And then you gave.
And then you give him up for like, a can of soup. Like,
let me ask you this.
2 of those guys in that trade have been in the major leagues. One of them has not been that great, and the other one is a young kid, so he could end up being decent. But like, yeah, it was.
Do you think they did this and shipped them away? Which, by the way, and a week later you're playing them.
The same week, yeah.
Okay, which is insane. It's happened before, but
yeah,
it's kind of weird when
what
it
are the
happens,
odds?
right?
Yeah.
So, do you think they shipped him to Frisco because they'll never have to deal with him ever, except this series, and then and then that's it.
A World Series.
No, but I'm saying, but that's it.
Yeah,
you
face them once a year in interleague play, and
maybe right.
I think everyone
now
plays everyone.
They do now.
Just
Okay.
Once,
okay.
Yeah.
So other than that, now you can't ship him to an American League team.
No. Yeah.
That was where
Definitely
they drew the
can't
line.
do it in the division.
Well, I was going to say, can you imagine if the Yankees came and said, "We'll give you A, B, and C"?
We'll take them. Yeah.
What the hell would happen in Boston?
Riots.
They would burn down the city because they're pissed.
They're already
and I don't blame them for being pissed.
Yeah, they did not get a good return.
No, and they gave away.
And they just swept the Yankees. Sorry to bring it up.
Yes, they did.
They had just swept them.
And
they're like making some headway in the division, and then just see it.
No, but I'm going to push back on making headway in the division. The only reason why
they were at the bottom.
No, the only reason they
kind of got to the middle.
Yeah, the only reason why is what I'm saying. The only team they seem to beat is the Yankees.
Really?
Because they won 2 out of 3 the weekend before. Then they just lose every game. Then they play the Yankees again, and they sweep them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, the first thing I thought about it was our conversation about the Red Sox will have to get rid of him and do whatever they need to do because he embarrassed the organization.
Yeah.
And they did it. And in a way, they turned around and embarrassed him by taking a sack of coal in return. This is what we, bless you, this is what we
value at.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Weird. That whole thing was weird.
I mean, yeah.
And then, of course, what does he do to embarrass the organization? He
Hits
says,
a home run against you.
well, not the first game. He
Yeah,
went over.
second game.
No, what I was saying was the embarrassment to the organization is, yeah, I'll play wherever you guys want.
Yeah. The introductory press conference.
Yeah, I'll do.
I was laughing at that too.
Yeah, I'll play wherever
Wherever
you guys
they want me to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't matter to me.
They're
I
the
just
boss.
wanna
They're the
help.
boss. They're
Yeah.
the boss.
You know what?
I'm just playing.
They make the lineup.
Yeah.
They tell me to go there, I go there.
What
Yeah,
happened
yeah.
a week ago?
So I think he did that on purpose
yeah,
to embarrass
100%.
the organization
Yeah.
again.
I agree.
So Stanton came back to the Yankees. The Hall of Famer, especially in the playoffs.
Best postseason hitter of all time.
Of all time. It's not even close.
No.
I can't believe his first at-bat he made contact. He grounded out, and he hit it hard.
Good for him.
Grounded out, but couldn't believe it. I'm going to tell you something right now, and this is not a joke. I believe this was his second at-bat. I believe. First pitch, takes a hack at it. Good swing because it was near the ball,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Misses, trying to pull it so far left that it'll kill like 16 people down that row, right? The next 2 pitches, and I'm not kidding, and I swear to you, I am not kidding. They're not even close to the plate.
Sliders blown away.
But hold on. In the other batter's box, he swung almost like, I don't even care, I'm just going to swing. and he looked so stupid doing it. I said, "Thank God we have this moron."
He's
on our
back.
team." Yeah, thank God.
A good spark for the offense.
Oh my God,
Love to see it.
I hate that team so much. Remember last year that they were undefeated through the entire season, the Yankees?
Yeah.
Yeah. This year they haven't won a game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. They're over.
Thought they were doing decent.
No, they're
No.
terrible. Terrible. The errors they make is staggering to me. I don't get it. The left side between Chisholm and
Volpe.
Volpe. You know, when you can just get out of the inning with a double play here, just routine, just right to you, and and the instant replay is my favorite part of it, because you know how I used to teach it, look that ball into the glove.
Yeah.
Volpe not one time saw that ball. He's just like this, chin up, like this, already thinking about what he's going to do as the ball is now rolling up onto the heel of the glove, coming up, missing it, then grabbing it, and then throwing it to second base direction, but misses the guy at second by 80 miles.
Wow.
And everybody's just running around. I hate that team so much.
Put a 10 on that circus.
Oh, my God. Yeah, what do you have? How are your A's doing? Did
They
you pay
had that-
attention at all when you were away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing I couldn't pay attention to, honestly, was Stanley Cup Finals.
Wow, that got to hurt.
The 2 nights that we were at the hotel, there were
Yeah.
games on both of those nights.
And they didn't have it.
Hotel didn't have TNT. Couldn't believe it.
Did you ask?
No, I looked through the entire guide and I was
Yeah.
blown away. But no, I watched a little bit of the A's, watched a lot of the College World Series.
Okay.
That was-
LSU?
That was fun. Yeah, they won last night 1-0. They
Yeah.
play again. Actually, they've already started today. Wow, I didn't realize what time it was. I should probably check on that. But yeah, so
We got to hurry up and get to our
A's are doing okay.
our club. Stop with that microphone, please. Yeah, that one.
It's your cock
Yeah.
giving off
Agreed.
radio frequency.
Thank you.
When you got something to say, let me know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched a couple of the A's games. They had that really, really bad stretch where they were like 3-21 or
How's
something.
our boy doing?
He hasn't been in a whole lot, but that's because they just haven't been winning as much.
Okay.
I think they got a chance to take the series from the Guardians today. That young kid, Nick Kurtz, only played like 33 minor league games before he got called up. Took him a while to get going, and I think he's now homered in like 5 out of the last 7 games.
What
something
position?
Like that. 2 of them being walk-offs, first baseman.
Oh, God, man, I'm looking at him in pinstripes in 2 years.
Yeah, he could be.
Yeah.
Big lefty,
Oh, I love it.
solid glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been crushing it lately. Their pitching has just been, outside of Jeffrey Springs, it's been pretty hit and miss.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why
Like
isn't
they've
our
got
boy
some young
pitching?
guys that look great. I'm talking starters mainly.
Okay.
Young guy that has looked great over his last couple, but like the previous 4 was Kaká, like just very up and down. So that's what I figured they'd be, an inconsistent team. They're going to get hot at times, and then they're going to get really, really cold at times, really young. They have Jacob Wilson at shortstop, who's leading the MLB in hits, I think, still. He's like up there with Judge, and that's
Yeah.
awesome to see
Yeah.
because he's actually getting the recognition nationwide too. Like it wasn't just a fluke over the first month. It's like, okay, he's
He
been
can
doing
sustain.
it now.
Yeah.
He's hitting 330 something. Like
Oh,
it's
wow.
it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's rare. I was talking to 1B about it. It's like it's rare to have these guys in this day and age that are contact, bat to ball, not going to strike out, know how to do a job, move a guy over.
Yeah,
you just don't see
hear,
it.
You don't hear it.
And so, like, seeing that from him, it's refreshing.
Oh,
of,
don't worry.
like,
They'll rip that out of him.
I don't think so.
This league will rip that out of him.
No. Come
All
on.
right.
But, yeah, like, runners in scoring position, and he's up. You're like, he's not going to strike out. He'll
Okay,
at least put the
who's
ball
the-
in play.
Who's
here.
the
Like,
last guy that you said that he was old school with that?
I mean, Ichiro is the first one that comes to mind, but I know there's some in between.
Well, no, there's Jeter. I mean, Jeter was. But I'm saying, like, in the last 5 years, who would you say is like that?
Oh, jeez.
Like, I would have said Soto.
A little bit, but he still swings for a lot of power.
Like the
Strikes
first,
out.
but he's striking out now, where he
Yeah.
didn't really strike out.
Yeah. I'm thinking more of the profile of, like, not going to hit that many home runs, more contact guy. Like, Soto can hit the ball out of the
Right.
park.
Like, so, like, to me, but he's 40 years old. Goldschmidt, right?
Yes. Professional hitter.
Professional hitter. That's what I'm saying. Like, who's the professional? But he's too old.
Used to be LeMahieu, too.
It was.
LeMahieu.
It was.
My goodness.
No, he's actually heating up.
Is he?
Yeah. The
Good.
injuries seem to be behind him.
Knock on wood.
So, God. So,
I love watching LeMahieu play.
man, when there's
It's really
a guy at first base,
Fundamental.
when there's a guy at first base and
Yeah.
there's that hole over there,
Yeah. That's how Wilson is. You know, he's
that's
just.
that's what
It'll
he's
be
looking
a
to do.
sinker inside. He'll keep his hands inside.
Well,
go that
what
way,
is
but-
amazing is they had a side deal of him, and he just waited. That thing is almost behind him,
Yeah.
and he just boom to the right side
Yeah.
from first to third. He's at first.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Just
the
great
kind
to
of game you
watch.
want to see.
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't see it.
Now nowadays we need more dingers.
Yeah, exit velocity. Oh, you won't not believe it. 116 miles an hour.
One thing I wanted to call out on MLB for those that don't watch or pay attention a lot.
That's a
There's
lot of people.
young prospects coming up right now that are pitchers that are going to be fun to watch. I think one of them, Jacob Mizorowski from the Brewers. He's been one of their top prospects for a couple years now. His first 2 starts, he's taken a no-hitter into the 6th and a perfect game into the 6th in his first 2.
And they lost both.
I don't know. I think he got the win in the second one.
Okay.
I don't know about the first one. Tops out at like 102. Throws his slider like 95 miles an hour. It's filthy.
Yeah.
I'll pull up a clip. And then the other one, who actually you might get to watch this week, Chase Burns. He was drafted like a couple years ago, out of Wake Forest, I believe. He's getting called up for the Reds. His first start is Tuesday against the Yankees. I thought, what a welcome to the
Yeah, but
MLB.
yeah, I know, but here's the thing: 8 guys in a lineup will strike out for him, and it's just one guy that he has to face.
I mean, I guess.
What do you mean, you guess? Have you seen the batting averages on the Yankees?
Here you go.
Pull that
Ready?
up after, okay? Oh boy, oh
Buckle them.
boy.
This is Jacob Mizorowski against Willie Castro. If you want to go look it up, it's a slider in on the hands and he just buckles him.
Oh my! He could have broken his ankle, his left ankle. Holy smokes! Pull up the Yankees lineup, please, and just look at the batting averages.
You don't want to look at that.
Look at it. Look at it. Yeah, you'll see what I'm saying.
They got a win today.
Yeah, I sure did.
Let's see. I don't want to go there.
Wow.
I want to
The
go
Elvis
there.
is right about
Here
you.
we go. I'm finding the right one.
Okay,
So
settle
I'll do
down.
it one time.
Settle down. Somebody help him.
Here you go. Batting. We'll sort by average.
Okay, go ahead.
All I see there is Stanton hit 316.
Yeah, he's played 4 games.
Judge 367.
Okay, still pretty good.
So he's down from 400.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
disappointing.
Yeah, 407 to 367.
Stanton 316. He'll sustain that the rest of the year for sure.
Yeah.
Goldschmidt, wow.
He was at,
He was at 340.
yes.
350.
Yeah,
He's down to 298.
right.
LeMahieu 255.
Now, that is up from 198.
Okay. He's
Okay.
on the up and up.
Yep.
Bellinger 254.
Which is
he hurt?
staggering.
Has he been hurt at all
No,
this year?
staggering because he's actually hitting the ball pretty decently.
He's only struck out 45 times.
That's what I'm saying.
Pretty good.
They've only played 50 games.
Their backup, I guess maybe now he's starting more. J.C. Escara, catcher,
Yeah,
246.
terrible.
Grisham, 244.
That is, remember where he was when we're like, my God, he was like around 275
Yeah.
somewhere. Look at it now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oswaldo, 243. Chisholm,
know, he's
242.
gone.
Ben Rice,
Yeah.
240. Yeah, people started to figure out Ben Rice. I knew it would happen. Dominguez, 237.
Look
Volpe.
at Wells.
236 with
Yes.
76 strikeouts,
Yes.
Volpe.
Look at Wells.
Wells, 220.
How many strikeouts?
60.
Yeah.
I mean, Judge has 88. That Red Sox series, he struck out 9
Oh no,
times.
but that 2
9
weeks,
times.
the 2 weeks where he went from he was around 402. He had a 2 week thing where oh boy, he could not. He had that one home run that tied the game in Fenway. Okay, against what's his name? I forget what his. And then literally he didn't hit anything before that or after that.
But he's leading the team in all 5 major categories.
Well, yeah, that's all that matters.
He's MVP.
Yeah.
Pitching, though, you got to be happy.
I'm not unhappy.
I mean, Max Fried.
Yeah, I'm not unhappy.
2.05.
Cousins is down for the year.
Who?
Dude, he was a reliever. Man, I loved him. He's a Cousins' cousin.
Oh.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.05 for Fried.
Mhm.
3.1 for Rodon.
Yeah, not bad.
Clark Schmidt took a no-hitter in the 7th. the other day.
Yep.
Yeah. Yarborough being under 4
Not
is pretty impressive.
Not bad. He's
for
actually pitched pretty
just
well.
being an innings
Yep.
eater.
Yeah, because he wasn't even going to be there, but because what
Oh,
happened
no.
to Cole
Yeah.
and all that, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Hill is up and down to me. He
Yeah.
scares me when he pitches.
Devin Williams, 5.08. That's why you pay the guy.
And Leiter, I'm almost saying don't put him in a game.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like him.
3.6.
I don't like him. Weaver comes off of the injury deal, comes up and just serves it up.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
2
know he came
games ago.
back already.
Yeah, 2 games
Oh,
ago.
no.
Yep. Served it up to, what's his face? What the hell? A cheapie to right field.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs.
Yeah,
Oof.
not good. Not good at all.
They'll be there at the end of the year, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the end of the year just to lose.
Vaha, how's that stud from the Pirates doing this year?
Skeens?
If you're referring to Skeens, it's one of the saddest stories in Major League Baseball. His career there, I think he's made probably around 35 starts now. ERA is sub 3. I mean,
I
And he-
thought he was struggling a little this year.
no.
That's what I heard.
If you're struggling, if you're judging him by his wins, then
No,
yeah.
no. Just
No, his metrics, he's
still good,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He's amazing.
okay.
He's that dude.
Yeah.
And he has no support.
Yeah.
The 2 National League leaders for quality starts, which is a pitcher that's 6 innings pitched with less than 3 runs given up. The 2 leaders in the National League, him and Mitch Keller, another Pirate, and they both have a combined 3 wins. So they're keeping them in the game through 6 innings,
Yeah.
either winning or tied, or it's just, it's brutal. He's unbelievable, though.
Yeah.
I'm just worried he's not going to get support and he's going to ship out of there real
I can't
quick.
wait to see him in a Yankee uniform and then blow out his shoulder and then that's it.
He's currently a 4-6 record with a 1.85 ERA and a 0.88.
No,
WHIP.
he's not struggling.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's dating some gymnast.
Yeah.
Eesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look him up here, and it'll be a lot of bright red. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Yankee uniform. Perfect.
Yeah, so in his 2 seasons, he's a 1.91 ERA and 39
Jeez.
starts. He's only got 15 wins to show for it. 276
You have to be
strikeouts.
frustrated.
Have to be.
You have to be.
As a guy who not early in his college career, but once he made that switch to LSU and was a pitcher only, he used to play both sides. I mean, he dominated. He was a winner. That was all he did. So
Yeah.
it's got to be frustrating
Sounds like me.
going to
winner.
a place and just being a loser.
Yes, you're talking about me. Yeah, winner.
PGA, we didn't mention the U.S. Open was last weekend, too. You remember?
Say that one more time.
The U.S. Open. Did you watch any of that? Golf tournament?
I did. That was terrible.
The weather or
The
just
weather,
the course?
The weather,
Or-
the course.
The finish was pretty wild.
That was nuts.
Rain delay. And
So
then
the winner
JJ Spawn.
was out of it.
Yeah, he was like
then everybody
dead on the front nine.
Yeah, and
on the last
everybody
day.
then rolled back to him and said, "Here's
Yes.
we're giving you another life," right?
After the rain delay, everyone
Um,
kind of said, "Here, come on back."
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this. I don't believe you should be penalized for being in the fairway. I don't believe you should be penalized for being in the first cut. Now,
you referring to the water thing on the
well,
last?
the water,
That was part of it
yeah,
as well.
they did a lot of,
Sam Burns was in the fairway and was like in standing water,
and they
had the rules person come look
yes,
at it,
and he said it was fine.
But like I saw a guy on Twitter who was like a on the course PGA reporter guy.
Yeah.
He went out to that spot right after he shot it,
Yeah.
and was like splashing around in
Right.
puddles. Like,
No, it was absurd.
yeah,
So, I hate the U.S. Open because they're always trying to have the winner at +1, +2, no better than -1.
yeah.
And
It's a tough
listen,
it's a tough balance of like, yeah, I get that you want it challenging. You
but
don't want it
okay, but why
silly.
is the Masters -7, 8? You know, the winner. You know, the PGA -11. I get you don't have to trick it up so much.
Yeah.
You know, John Daly walked off the course one year.
You don't need a 299-yard par 3.
No, it was 301. 301 yard par 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to lay up here. But yeah, good for that JJ Spawn guy.
Yeah, because he
Just
blew
changed his
he blew
whole
up
career right there.
and peed all over himself in that playoff not too long ago
Yeah.
where it went sideways for him. So this was great.
Only his second tour win. Pretty much secured his spot on the Ryder Cup for the most part, just based off the points system they use. Like,
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
So I get frustrated. Now, here's the thing. It's nice to see these guys are human and they're, you know, what have you, but you don't have to embarrass them either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't keep a ball on the green. God forbid it's just a hair past the hole. See you later. You know, that kind of stuff I hate. What happened?
Your eldest son is very into Chat GPT lately, the like AI
Yeah.
assistant that you can ask questions to.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten in the habit of sending us text messages where he copies and pastes a whole analysis from Chat GPT about a question. Like, so he just sent us, here's a breakdown of Kevin Durant's 2024-2025 season performance, including splits and how he ranked league-wide. It's just a novel, and he just copy and paste it. That's pretty fun.
He's an adult, huh?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant getting traded again.
To the Rockets.
Is he the how do you put like a superstar that has how do you trade a superstar that many times?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Is it his personality? Is he kind of just like a me guy?
He seems odd, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I get it, like when you're in that big of a spotlight.
Yeah.
It's not like that uncommon to be a little odd, because you kind of want to keep everyone at an arm's distance. Don't want them to see the real you.
Right.
I don't know.
No, I get that, but man, I'm just struggling with why would you keep trading a guy that is unguardable?
Yeah. I don't-
There's got to be something with him.
Yeah. Could be a me guy.
I digress.
I don't think we really had anything on NFL.
Nah.
Just waiting for the season.
Yeah, that's it.
Waiting for spring training or training camp. Waiting for Hard Knocks.
That's right.
Yeah. That was on Hero of the Week.
You got to turn him on.
I'll allow it.
Oh, I didn't think you had the volume up. Hero of the Week. I might not have one.
All right, we'll move over to bench.
No, I don't think I have one.
Mine's gonna be my wife. We did a hike when we were in Glacier National Park with both kids and the rest of my family, and I had probably like a 30 to 35 pound backpack on. Both the kids are not gonna hike. They're too young.
Yeah.
Whose idea was this?
Yeah.
Not ours.
Whose was it?
Probably my family. They were just like, yeah, let's start going. Didn't really check with us on what, but
Well, you could have stayed.
I guess we could have just not gone.
Yeah.
So for a majority of this hike, my wife was carrying one kid at least, at times both, up and down mountains. So, yeah.
Now, how much pain were you in, or not pain, you feeling it 2 days later in certain parts of your body that it affected you?
Honestly, my knee a little bit from just
No, I'm
not-
talking about
not-
muscle. I'm talking
No,
about
I know.
muscle.
I was just saying, like, as far as my legs, though, my
Yeah.
legs were really not that bad.
Okay, good.
Just the knee a little bit.
Yeah.
I was sore and, like, random, like, my forearms and hands
No, that's what I'm
were
saying.
sore.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if
There's-
it's from carrying
Of
stuff
course,
or whatever,
yeah.
but that was, to me, the weird part. Like, my legs don't feel that bad, and
Yeah.
the rest of my upper body feels like I went through a war. So,
A war?
yeah.
Awesome.
Might be on the front lines.
The hero of the week for me is going to be me.
Oh.
Went to the daughter's house again yesterday and was enslaved over there and doing a bunch of things. Being taken from one room to the next, to the next, to the next, and doing things. So that was fantastic. I am the hero of the week, the father of the year, if not the century.
Lifetime?
Yeah, lifetime.
I thought it was going to be Trump for turning that place into a parking lot.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
A lot of people aren't happy.
Well, of course, because it's fear
A
mongering.
lot of people.
I don't care about what people are happy or unhappy about.
Yeah, I know. He just kind of took a stance of like he's not going to get into more wars.
This is not a war.
Well,
Show me the war.
it's going to be retaliation. Already has been.
In what
Where?
way?
They've attacked bases in the Middle East. You just that's Americans.
Bring it.
When both sides attack each other, that's called a war.
Bring it.
Bring it.
I mean, I'll be fine on the front lines for you guys.
So let me ask you a question.
Turn them
Since
into a parking lot.
you're okay, you're okay with them getting a nuclear weapon.
Oh no, I never said I was sharing that sentiment. I was just
Okay.
saying a lot of
you
people
can't allow
bad people to get bad things.
lunatics
Yeah.
to have control of stuff like that. You can't.
Yeah.
Where I mean, I'm going to move away from this.
Okay.
I have no problem with it.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Movie time. Go for it. You got a list?
I have a lot, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, quickly
yeah.
because
No, I'm not going
I've
through
got-
all of them. I
I've
know.
gotta get to the
I
club.
know. I understand, and I'm not going to get through all of them. That's why I'm only choosing a certain amount.
all right, so stop wasting time and go.
Well, you were talking over me. So I'll go with the recent one. Yesterday, I watched Social Network for the
Great
first
movie.
time.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
Great
first time,
movie.
huh?
Yeah, first time. But I knew what it was about.
It's a very good character.
Is
The
good.
way
I
he-
wouldn't say. I was gonna say heavy.
The way he plays an autist is pretty
I mean,
impressive.
but he's like that in real life too. Jesse
that's
Eisenberg.
true,
He's
that's
very
true.
spastic with his talk, and I thought, what better person to have
Yeah.
play this freak and excuse my French asshole.
He's listening.
I don't care. That guy, I knew he was weird, but this movie, which he goes, yeah, you know, what they got down was my attire in that movie, but the story really not all that. And I'm like, okay, sure, buddy.
You sure about that?
You sure, buddy? I mean, he just and then adding more to like he's just proving the movie's point on how narcissistic he is.
Yeah.
He was like, the shirt in that movie that guy's wearing, that's me. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that. He really bought one of the things that Jesse Eisenberg wore. I don't know. I thought it was a great movie, and it was really well done. It's just not to offend anybody, but it pisses me off.
Well, that Christian guy would
I hope
be
he
offended.
doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah.
And then the other one, Ballerina, that new John Wick spinoff movie that came out. Shockingly, a very good movie.
Well,
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought they were gonna go that whole.
when you got her to look at the whole movie, it can't
Who
be
is
that
it?
Exactly. Anna De Armas.
Yeah. Do you have a problem with they try to make a woman a BA?
If they
Yeah.
forcefully try to do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I
it's like
don't like
down
it.
your
It's-
really.
Yeah.
Like even if it's not like in your face about it.
Oh no, then it's fine. But I
Oh,
just
yeah,
don't
that's what I
like it
mean.
where I'm supposed to believe. Get out of here with that.
And I
He took down the Hulk.
without any spoilers really, there's a scene in this movie that when Legend watches it, because he asked my opinion of it, I said I think you'll enjoy it. There's a scene in this movie where I think he'll be, yes, that is correct. Like what happens in this scene, you're like, yes, that's what's supposed to happen. Because not at any point did I think in this movie that's not possible for her to do. You know, like at no point did I think that wasn't possible. She was always getting hit, but she was like tactical and like they said. I think it was good. Now the other one that I really want to go into depth here, I finally got around to from beginning to end watching one of the what's called the Dollar Trilogy, the Clint Eastwood Western movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly,
Okay.
which he's always talked about, and I never had watched it from beginning to end. I finally did. What a movie. What a movie.
What a movie.
Just in the music, the whole I loved it all the way through. I know he didn't Legend doesn't like the middle part of it. He thinks the first and the last part. And I agree in a sense. I very much agree. The ending is probably the strongest part of the movie. But the whole movie, I think, with the journey to get to where they need to go is fantastic. And I could see why it's very iconic and everything about it. And it makes me want to have a poncho now. Because that is... And also just bite a cigarette. Or not a cigarette, a cigar the whole time. And that's what I'll end off because there's so much movies I've watched that I'll get to later.
Nice. What did we watch the other night? Shoot.
Wait, sorry, real quick.
Yeah,
I won't go into depth about it.
I gotta think.
I watched Mississippi Burning too
Mm-hmm.
for the first time.
Good movie.
Very great, but man, was it
It's heavy.
It's a tough watch.
Yeah.
the scene with the black father on the farm and
Yeah, it's
what?
terrible.
Yeah, it was
Terrible.
man, it was just so heavy. But the whole thing with Gene Hackman at the end.
The BA of Gene Hackman
is
in this
great.
movie is
Is fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Like he was a badass in French Connection, but I loved how you kind of knew in the beginning he was like that. Where here it started like the layers starting getting peeled back, and it felt great to see it, especially the
my way. We're gonna do it my way.
yeah
Beautiful.
the barbershop scene too. That was
Fantastic.
that's great.
My wife picked the movie the other night. We watched Crazy Stupid Love.
Okay, terrible, but go on.
Well, that's
Uh,
actually a very funny movie.
I thought it was
Terrible.
funny. I've seen it before, but it was funny.
Very funny.
And then I've also started watching season 2 of Tires, the Shane Gillis
Yeah,
show on
yeah.
Netflix.
Good.
It's been pretty funny so far. I've heard the second half of that season picks up a little bit. The first few episodes were kind of just all right. There's some funny stuff, but yeah.
Okay. There's a show, I think, on Netflix, or Apple. Stick?
Owen Wilson. That's Apple TV.
Oh, the golf
Stick.
one.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Really?
Oh,
I saw a preview for it. And I was
I'm
like, wow.
telling you, phenomenal. And of course, they got to do a little woke stuff in it, which is unphenomenal. But the movie is the show is fantastic. The Arnold show, the second season,
Fuba.
is back. The worst acting in the world. The storylines are just so terribly stupid. Love it. Just absolutely love it.
Because that's what the show I think knows what it's going for. You know what I mean? I don't think you need to do anything.
You know
more
what you're
than that.
getting with Arnold
This
nowadays.
Yeah,
last
especially.
last episode, I believe we watched, it had a True Lies type of scene in it. If you remember the movie True Lies, with Arnold and
You've never seen that.
Jamie
Why
Lee
am I
Curtis?
shocked? I gotta stop being shocked.
Is it Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis.
In it, there's a similar scene. It is horribly fantastic, just horribly fantastic. Now the thing I'm going to get to, and it's going to be quick, but it's called Straw. It's a movie on Netflix.
No,
Netflix or
Apple,
what?
Apple TV.
Apple. Thank you.
I believe so. Yeah.
Other than two people, the acting in this is horribly, horribly bad. Tyler Perry
Okay.
did this, and apparently he owed people favors. These people should not be in movies, in anything remotely close to acting and being paid for it.
It was like the movie was the audition. You didn't do the audition before.
We're doing it live.
Do
The
it live.
premise of the movie, because it's straw, it's the last straw. This poor woman,
Okay.
what she goes through, it is horrible. Okay? It is horrible. The movie itself, what it is about, it's fantastic. You know, I mean, it's great. But the acting, again, other than two people, I mean, you're laughing actually while it's going on, and it's not supposed to be laughing.
Funny.
Yeah, because it's that bad. I recommend it. I think it actually was number one as far as
Like on the actual app, Apple TV.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like
it-
number one in the.
yeah.
on the app.
So it's been
They
watched.
just promo their own shows.
Yeah,
so.
sure.
Because I saw a glimpse for like a few seconds of it, and I've seen the actress before, and I literally thought to myself, I'm like, I think she's gonna be like, just 2 minutes of me seeing it, I said, I think she's gonna be the only one that's worth like watching in this, because she's the only one that can actually act.
She was
because
fantastic.
she does emotionality
Yeah,
really really well.
She was fantastic, but oh my god, these people are horrible. And with that, I end it.
Nice.
Yeah.
We don't have to do top 5. You know what?
Yeah, let's skip it.
Yeah, I'll skip it.
Let's skip it.
I don't have a good list ready anymore.
I'll skim through mine real quick. I won't even go into depth. I have
Go,
mine.
go.
All right. Of course, number 1 is The Legend for very obvious reasons. Number 2, Clint Eastwood, because of his acting, but also directing.
Oh, he's erased us. Yeah.
That too. Sure. And Gran Torino. Sergio, you know how I describe that movie? Sergio Leone, who did the Dollar Trilogy, because of his directing style of like a spaghetti western. I would that's if I were to do that, that'd be cool. Christopher Nolan, that's a big understanding there for you.
Oh yeah.
And this is partly because of Legend as well. Alfred Hitchcock, because of his ability to do suspense in with something that you think wouldn't even, like my favorite movie from his, everyone goes Psycho. For me, it's Rear Window, because 90% of the movie is literally in one space, and it's the most tense, like,
Have you ever
hour
seen
and
it?
30-minute movie or whatever.
With Jimmy Stewart, Raymond Burr, Grace Kelly. I mean,
Household
it
names.
is, well,
It's
for
a
my
Wonderful
age,
Life,
for my
yeah.
age,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it
Like for some, like they're literally the title, Rear Window, and you're like, what? Or even another example, he told me, Legend said, sit down, watch this movie with me. I was like, what is it? The Birds. And I was like, Bird? What? I own it now. That's how great the
Birds are
movie
watching.
is.
Birds are watching us.
I mean, it's like something, he takes something that's so simple and makes it incredibly tense.
what he did very well, which others will have copied, is
Mm.
he makes your imagination on what's on the other side of that wall or door, because he doesn't even show you.
Yeah.
Your imagination is taken over, and nothing's scarier than that, right?
It's what Spielberg did for Jaws. Didn't show the shark
He's
until.
a thief.
Is he?
Yeah.
No, that's unfortunate. Still
yeah.
like him, though.
But you're still reading stuff?
No.
Or is what I said?
Yeah.
The hate bracket next week?
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotta go to the club.
Send it to your people to vote, so we have more than 2 votes.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
Jeez.
Come on.
I haven't been voting myself either.
You should do it.
Been real busy. Movies.
Movies.
It's my
Good to be
life right now.
back.
Yes.
Good to be back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? That's it.
Rate the show.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Oh, yeah, rate the
I
show.
need to eat. Oh yeah, rate the show.
8.5.
Wasn't even here. Wasn't even on.
That's why it was an 8.5. I still enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 9-2. I'm a little hungry. I would have liked a brownie. Can't have one.
Yeah, that sucks for you.
That's all. That's-
I'll eat mine,
T-bone?
yours, and somebody else's.
Hand up on me.
I'm gonna go 945.
Nice.
Yeah,
Solid.
Gonna go watch.
I liked your story times from
Yeah.
the trip.
It was entertaining.
Good stuff.
Makes me happy.
Gonna go watch Interstellar with Mrs. Legend right now.
Good call.
Great movie.
Great movie.
It's necessary.
All right. As always, you can find the show on YouTube, Balls Out Sports Talk, the live tab. That's where our shows are.
We are live.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Find the podcast there after I post it eventually. And, yeah. The hate bracket is all found on our Twitter, @BallsOutSports. You can find the link to view the bracket, vote on the bracket. It's all right there. It's very simple.
Very
Just
simple.
click on the
Go
link.
get on
You
it.
just click on it.
Click.
You just click.
Be a clicker.
And we're already down to like the final four, I think. Or pretty darn
Yeah,
close.
it's Awesome.
Evil 8, final four.
Yeah.
I got to come up with a name for the final four.
Sure do.
The Evil Four.
No, it's got to start with an F. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
The final
Fantastic.
foes. The final
Fantastic.
foes. The final four foes.
No, that's gay.
Fantastic.
How is that gay?
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic
No,
Four.
I've
They're
been
good
doing
guys.
bad things. The Shite 16,
Uh-oh.
the Evil 8. It's got to be a bad word.
Gotcha.
The final F faces.
Final fucking four.
There you go.
All right, for Legend, Youngest, I'm Bench. Been listening to Balls Out Sports Talk, and as always,
Would you tell a friend and actually tell them, please?
Tell.